Welcome, weary travelers. I'm your dungeon master, Logan Hanley, and together with my uh, very capable and not wanting to die party, we welcome you to the Kantor Chronicles on the Fabled 42 network, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and just a wee bit of chaos. You can find us here every second and fourth Friday of every month on twitch.tv/Fabled42. Before we continue with our adventure, Solo, would you mind diving into some announcements for us?
Absolutely. So everything that you see that's 3D printed in any of our streams is brought to you by Griffin Go, and we are Vorpal powered. Our video and audio displays, player indicators, digital dice, zoom features on the battle map are all brought to you by Vorpal Board. Also sponsored by Caffeinate Kobold, Underground Oracle, and the Slayers Guild. Go ahead and click the links down below to check out their awesome things. Few things have changed in the past month since we've seen you. We now have a lot of really cool perks if you're a Patreon subscriber. So go ahead and check out our Patreon. We do currently have some Ukador Con games, community games DM'd by some of our community DMs that you can join as a player. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, that gets you a ticket to that. They are full. They're not full. They are open rather. So we do have a lot of stuff going on with that. So please check that out. Our next goal, which we're very very close with, is at $125. You get a Q&A with myself in the private Patreon chat in Discord, and we're going to open up the first session 0 of the Realms of Ukador live for the public to consume. The next thing is going to be $250, which Lorenzo, who does the artwork for some of the other shows, will commission a piece of artwork for any of the characters that you want, and we'll raffle that off to any of our Patreon subscribers. Everything else is the same as it has been. We do have a Fabled 42 menu down below, as well as a new Ko-Fi menu down below. So same thing applies if you're a Twitch or Patreon subscriber. You can give any of the players and the DM a luck or an inspiration die, depending on which tier you get. All you have to do is either ping myself, Fable42, or DM Screening, or one of our moderators in the chat, and someone will see it and get it to you lickety split. Do you want me to call it out to you, or are you just you're gonna keep an eye on it?
I'll keep an eye on it, but
Okay.
if I miss something, feel free to call it out.
Luck and inspo to Art. Art. The pictures now, I forgot we have all the emotes, so I'm like,
Yes.
Whose picture is that? So, luck and inspo to Nessa, Art, and Gino. I don't know why the Art one
Thank you
didn't
very
work.
much.
Thank you.
I think it's Art Boom
Oh,
for art in the.
because
for
it
in
wasn't.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't enough letters. It needed 4 letters. Art Boom. There you go. But we also have a Ko-Fi, so you can give the players a cup of coffee or a healing potion. In the form of a cup of coffee. So whether you donate bits or you donate dollars, either way, lots of different ways to support the network and to keep doing what we're doing to provide the amazing content that this amazing DM and these amazing players are doing as often as we can. So that is it for stuff. Back to you, sir.
Awesome. Then, without further ado, let us continue the Kantor Chronicles.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, shit. Welcome back. uh,
It snuck up on us.
yeah, it did.
Who? What?
Um, well, where we last left off, our party was leaving the village of Welton, heading toward Drisden. On their route, or on their way there, they were waylaid by a group of goblins. One in which our goblin artificer Art managed to intimidate into using a combination of very passionate and aggressive goblin speech, along with the possessive nature that most goblins have over their property. Leaving that encounter, you continue toward Drisden, uh, finding yourselves or feeling yourselves being watched in the night. Nessa walking out into the grass, the tall grass, to find a ring. On the final day of your journey, you arrive in Drisden itself to find that it's under attack by a group of undead. Charging in with your horse and buggy, drifting. It's not a horse and buggy, your horse and wagon, whatever. You drift. Gino drifted in to the town square as the rest of you hopped out of the cart and began combat with these creatures. Viago finally going into a fit of rage. A skeletally white figure emerges, attacking Thea, and after the battle concludes, you watch as the body dissipates. This lantern that it had in its hand shatters, and a quiet begins to emanate throughout the town of Drisden. What would you all like to do?
Like, combat just stopped, right?
Combat literally just stopped, yeah.
So for those who may not remember from last time, Art is currently in the form of a zombie goblin.
Oh my god.
Did that? How far did that guard book it after we?
It probably was a couple rounds, so maybe about 60 feet or so.
Did he like leave like he's just gone, or did he just get to a safe distance and then watch? Like what?
Give me a perception check.
A 20.
20. It looks like he went up through town, curving toward a manor that sits on a small hill up the road from the town square.
Okay. And it doesn't seem like there's any other people in this town, or it's like completely abandoned outside of these.
It seems like most of the town, I mean, you can't really tell, but with your perception check, there's definitely, Drisden is definitely a place on the map. There are people who live there. Whatever was happening with these undead probably caused most of them to go inside.
Okay. In the meantime, then, I'm going to try to patch up whoever I can from the party, whoever's hurt. Basically, whoever can use it.
Viago definitely looks worse for wear. I believe, did I kill the last thing right in front of Thea, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
So either you did or Thea used her one ability too. I don't remember.
Shocking.
No, I thought I for some reason recall us like having a conversation about being like, just be careful next time, and like, but I could be totally wrong.
I have no idea. Yeah.
It's been a month, guys.
It's been a month.
What is that? Once battle started, my notes stopped. Apparently,
Yeah, good.
I was gonna say, I know that I blew up the ones that you were initially fighting. I think you killed the other ones.
Yeah, you guys roundhouse kicked repetitively, like in a circle, a zombie that just kept falling and getting back up.
That's
Yes.
right. So regardless of how it died, I know it's dead. Viago definitely looks like he has 1 foot in the coffin, still has the mask on, standing, veins bulging in front of Thea, and just kind of breathing at the moment. That's all he is doing. But he does look terrible.
Hey, Tiger. You want me to take a look at those wounds?
Sure. Thea,
All
are you
right.
okay?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
Will
never-
be.
Look kind of scary.
And he takes it off, and this, for mechanic purposes, it is a dread helmet. So the eyes, it like flaming eyes, right? Is that what it does, Logan?
Yeah, the eyes kind of like give
Glow?
off that like, yeah, like what's his name? Ghost Rider
Yeah.
kind
okay.
of flame eye. Yeah.
So I take the mask off, and the eyes kind of disintegrate and kind of go back to normal. I'm sorry. I saw you all in trouble. And the big one came out.
I'm just gonna start patching up these holes in your body. Give me a little time. Probably use 2 uses of the kit on him.
Okay.
So it's a d6 plus 3 for each use. So 14 back.
Thank you.
No problem.
Zombie Art is going to run up to Viago, and excitedly hold up his candlestick with the seashells on it and go, and he's gonna, it worked! It worked! It worked! It worked! Did you see that? It was amazing! I brought that guy back from the dead, and it was great, and it worked!
I'm probably gonna say that because he's talking like Art, even though he looks like a zombie, I'm probably not gonna punch him. You did good. This is also totally not his voice. I'm gonna pause it in a second. But yeah, sorry.
I was waiting for it.
Damn it.
That's one.
Yeah. Just gonna kind of pat you on the back.
I imagine probably a couple of flakes of skin come off.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody else need me to take a look at him?
Well, if you had any, meds to spare, I probably wouldn't mind a few. I took a couple whacks from that one guy. He was really persistent.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got it.
Great.
Take out some Flintstones vitamins. How bad is it? Like one use be enough? You think? How much? I can't see it. They'd be cheating.
Are they the gummies or the rock kind?
That's 7. A rock. It's just straight up a rock. Just have them.
Question:
That's 7 health back. What's up?
how does alter self work?
Um,
Am I actually a zombie right now?
no, alter self just gives you the visage of whatever you turn into.
Okay, cool. Just checking, so I do in fact get that 7 health. Great.
Yeah, you don't turn into whatever creature it is.
Just making sure. Because that would suck to get that burning sensation right there.
Viago would probably
Ooh, that
kneel
was
down. Viago would probably kneel down and look at Thea. Are you sure you're not hurt?
I mean, I'm a little hurt, but nothing. I'm not. I don't need help. I'll be fine. I'd rather other people get taken care of.
All right.
I mean, I've got a wagon full of this stuff. If you have injuries, I can do something about it.
This stuff tastes really good. You might want to try it.
Maybe we should make sure no one in town needs anything before we start helping. I'm okay, I promise.
But I tried to heal that one guy, but then he just ran.
He's probably scared. I mean, were you looking like this when you tried that?
Like what? Oh! I forgot I had that. Oh, okay. Huh. No, I think I did that before I did this. Although this is curious. This was not the effects that I was expecting. But I guess that's what happens. It probably needs a little bit of tweaking.
What were you expecting?
Not this. I'm not sure what I was expecting.
All right.
Nessa is just. I have two uses left in my blood flask, and she's gonna chug that and get herself some healing.
Go for it.
So that's 1d4 per swig, correct?
Correct.
Just my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. 1 and 2. 3 whole points of healing. I might need a couple of those too, Dino.
I just take out a giant syringe and just slam it into her chest, and that's 9
Hey!
points. That's 9 points of
Nice.
healing. Yeah.
That'll
you
do
go.
nicely.
How come she
Thanks
didn't put the
very
gummies?
It's homeopathic medicine. Different remedies for different causes. Yeah.
Different
Seems like it
strokes.
might be a bit more pleasant.
You would prefer the big syringe over the Flintstone vitamin you got?
No, I was saying that she should have the gummies.
You want me to put
Oh.
this in my heart? Sorry. I love that movie. What exactly are we doing now?
Well, finding out what's been going on here is probably not a bad play. It looks like that house up the hill might be important. You could ask them what's been going on around here. Townsfolk, it doesn't seem like they've gotten into any buildings. The buildings all look safe at this point, right? Like nothing's been broken through from what it seems, or...
From what you could tell, no. And so as you guys are standing, not quite in the town center, but a little bit off of it, you notice a handful of things. So the town itself is pretty dilapidated and just kind of not really well built or well structured and aged pretty considerably. To the east, to the west, there are a set of what looks like kind of slums where like it's more of like shacks and like maybe 10 foot by 10 foot cottages than actual homes. And the terrain there looks muddy and kind of just, continuous wear and tear from people walking on it, even though the main thoroughfare has a couple streets that are cobblestone. There is one drive that leads up through the town and then splits into kind of a Y, going up toward that manor that you saw, and the manor looking up at it has a small gate around it, or like a small fence around it, with a gate at where the road enters, and then on the opposite side, you see a small temple.
Okay.
Yeah, my wager would be whoever's in charge of the town, probably up in that manor. We go and talk to them, we find out what's going on. Hopefully we can get a plan of action together in no time.
DM question.
Yes.
That great axe that big Minotaur was using, does it look like it's still intact?
Yes, it is.
Is there anything special about it, or does it look just like a regular great axe?
It looks like a normal great axe.
Okay. I'm gonna grab it anyway.
It's a little bit heavier, but it still feels like to you, but still feel normal.
Got it. I'm just waiting for the time where you're gonna let me dual wield great axes. Just come in like a praying mantis. I am gonna grab it though. So Minotaur great axe, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's just a standard great axe.
Got it.
Nice axe.
His eyes are up here.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, does that mean you're staying with us for a little while?
Hmm?
Well, last time you kind of got in your wagon, just like started heading out.
Well,
Kind of talking
Yeah,
like
but
you're
I
gonna
mean-
stay here for a little
I mean,
while.
we can't just... I'm not just gonna leave while something like this is going on.
Yeah, and besides, I'm not done QA testing this product, and he needs to have it in its final form before he's ready to go.
There's also that, yeah, our R&D is a time-consuming process.
Cool. I just checking.
Okay. I would also
Need
like
to work out some of the zombie kinks.
There you go. I would also like to take the head off of the Minotaur and put it in the bag of holding.
Just in case.
You never know if I need to make a new
Yeah.
helmet.
It's true. You never know when you need a noggin.
It'll give a whole
All
new meaning
right.
to use your head.
Hey. So, up to the house on the hill then.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's
horror
not
movie name?
foreboding at all. Certainly,
It's the
this
name
isn't
of
the
like
place.
3 horror movies.
If we
Yeah,
were in a
Europe, I
video
think.
game, it'd be like that book on the shelf that's a different color than everywhere else. It's like, you have to get this one.
It can't be haunted. It's a manor.
Oh
Why
Yeah,
manor?
let's.
my god.
Yeah, let's.
Gothic manor with a wrought iron
um,
fence. Surely that can't be where the bad guys are from.
Well, here's the question: do we hear cellos?
Do you hear cellos?
No.
Sure. No.
And,
Does
Actually, the Drisden School of Music is just the next street over.
Oh, that explains that. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
world
It's like
famous
the
cello
the
only
trans Drisden orchestra is right around the corner too.
That's the one. Oh man.
There.
well,
It's only cellos.
it looks like it's a long hill, walk up that hill. Should we take a short rest first, perhaps?
I
How-
wouldn't mind that.
How tall is that hill?
I mean, from where the road leads out of the town up there, maybe about 200 feet, 300 feet at the most. And it's not like fully uphill; it's just very, very slightly uphill.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make that in one go.
Just offering it out there.
Just stop in the middle, take a short rest.
I mean, I don't know about
Everybody
everyone
make a
else, but,
Constitution saving throw to avoid exhaustion.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
I'm just about ready for a nap now.
I'm just, looking out for everybody
I
else.
need a rest. That's fine, I suppose. Just out here in the middle of the empty pavilion, or
No. I mean, we could certainly find somewhere a little more accommodating, but sleep is good.
I love
The
New York.
alarm on the wagon starts going off.
Sorry.
it's just
I tried so hard not to set it on fire.
it's just now reacting to being slammed through like 5 bodies.
Yeah.
All right.
The tail light explodes.
Oh my god.
That cinch
Yeah.
was not my fault.
It's fine. I suppose we could look for a pub or something. I also don't know. Yeah, everybody seems to be terrified at the moment. Businesses are closed. So I guess we just have to convince them that we're not undead, and it'll probably be fine.
Art looks down on himself.
Art. Do your thing.
I'm trying to be subtle.
Well, the healing that you did for me was appreciated, but I'm not near full, so I just wanted to, make sure I was up to snuff.
We can't please everybody. Yeah, that's fine. If we need to find somewhere to rest, we can find somewhere to rest. I can maybe take the wagon to the repair shop.
Yeah. Is there a pub that looks open nearby, or is everything are all
so-
windows dark?
So looking through, there are windows that have light in them. They're just shuttered and probably locked from what you can tell. However, off of the main thoroughfare on the southeast corner of the town square, you can you see the inn. There's an inn there, a 2-story inn with a small stable next to it. The sign dangling a picture of a very haphazardly painted red rabbit, and underneath it says the Red Hare Inn.
I'm taking that stable.
Okay.
Well,
The
I was
stable
gonna
looks-
sleep there, but I'm sorry.
The stable has 1 horse in it, which looks a little bit worse for wear. Definitely
Well-
probably hasn't been fed as much as it should.
Okay.
There is another slot open for your horse.
How long have we been deliberating out here?
Probably maybe about 5-10 minutes at the most.
Do you know which of those two?
Oh, boy.
We'll say 10.
10 minutes? All right. The ugliness on Art's skin starts fading away as he starts looking more like a normal goblin again.
There we
Still very dirty, but at least like a goblin.
go. There we go.
Looking good.
Yeah. I mean, is there room in this stable for more than one horse, or?
I think you guys only hit. Yeah, there's room for 2 horses. There's 2 slots right next to the inn, in the stable next
Nice.
to the inn.
All right, I'll go ahead and just take that slot and get my horse situated. I'll also kick some feed over to the other horse after thoroughly checking to make sure it's not undead. And
Make a medicine check.
all right,
Horse.
Oh my god.
that's a 20 again.
20. No, it seems to be alive. It's just slightly malnourished. I mean, it's still beefy, but you can tell, you can see the little bit of the spine coming through.
Yeah, no, I kick some feed over there. I got a bunch in my wagon. It can't be a good smelling wagon. But I imagine I'm carrying feed for my horse, so yeah, I'll just give some over to that horse.
Okay.
Art?
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a stable hand, so you just kind of help yourself to the stable, set up your horse, get him fed, and then bring some over to the other one.
Art would like to walk over to the feed and sample it.
I'm just gonna just scoot him back.
Just
It's-
by
he's
my
gonna-
face.
It's mostly
Make it-
grass. Like
He's gonna give kind of a small scowl on his face at you and then reach
It's-
for it
it's-
anyway and grab a handful of it and put it in his
it's-
pocket.
it's just grass. You can get that anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, you grab it and it's like grass with a little bit of oats and yeah. But you have a nice little chunk for your pocket now.
Good. That's fine.
Pocket oats.
Pocket grassy oats.
I love it. Next hit cereal in Kantor. As Gino and Art fix and set up the horses, the rest of you enter in, and you're met with a very warm and welcoming sight. As within this inn, you see the hearth is lit, the room very warm and kind of refreshing, feels like home. The smell of whiskey just kind of everywhere, like that nice, like earthy and peaty smell, which I guess is more Scotch than whiskey.
A man of
You
taste.
see across pretty much, it's mostly humans, there's humans, a couple dwarves, but the majority of these folk are halfling.
Oh.
And they seem to be, there's a guy in the corner kind of strumming a lute and singing, and the rest of them are kind of just drinking and hooting and hollering and don't seem to pay you any mind as you walk in.
Hmm. Well, so they seem to just be completely unaware that this situation just played out outside. Is the general vibe?
Give me an insight check.
That's another 20.
15's like you today.
Every skill check so
this
far.
seems
Yeah.
this seems to be more of a coping mechanism than oblivious.
Okay, been there. Yeah, I'll why not? I'll head up to the bar and I'll order up a round. Why not?
Okay. So as you walk over to the bar, you watch as a halfling kind of walks up and moves a step stool over and hops up. And he's got this, kind of matted, combed over hair, a nice mustache going across, leather vest underneath or over a simple white linen shirt, and then a pair of what would only be considered like modern day jeans, denim, with a set of cowboy boots with spurs on. He's, welcome to the Red Hare Inn. How can I help you?
So he's standing above me now at this point.
About eye level with you.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to get some drinks. We just fought off that undead invasion that was happening, and I just wanted to rest up a bit. A little bit scratched up. Nice place you got here.
Oh, thank you. You fought the undead, eh?
Yeah. You could say
Uh,
fight. I'd say kind of obliterated them. It was.
What happened to the guards?
Oh, one of them didn't make it. The other one ran away. I only saw two.
There are only two.
That's all I saw.
And you watch as hey, there were two. One of them didn't make it. And you watch as one of the halflings was here. Hey, somebody owes me 100 gold.
Wow. Wow.
And you watch as everybody just kind of money starts to get flung every which way.
How far
Dark.
is this conversation happening away from me? I probably would have.
You guys are probably. I mean, it's maybe about 15, 20 feet away.
What does his face do when he mentions undead or zombies and all that? Like no reaction.
The guy behind the counter.
Yeah.
No reaction. Yeah, I mean, the general vibe that you guys all get coming in here is that these folks have this has been a consistent enough thing where these halflings have turned it now kind of into some sort of sport or betting game.
So it's like Transylvania. They're like, yeah, there's fucked up shit that happens here. We'll just keep going.
Coping
Yeah, at least these folks, yes, within the inn.
Well,
Is there anything that tickles your fancy? Wine, ale, scotch, whiskey?
Whiskey for me, and I'll take some beer for the horse.
He pours an ale and he's like, good man. And he sits you up with an ale and a small glass of scotch.
So I take it this isn't the first time this has happened around here.
I would have. No, it's well, that would be the fourth or fifth guard. Fourth guard this week.
This
Yeah,
week?
more. Yeah, they come down in droves, and there's only a handful that will that try to stop them. So they're always consistently outnumbered, and yeah, bad for business though.
come down
When
from
you
where?
say
Come down from the High Moors and Morloch. At least that's what Morin told us.
now that makes sense. That's where the infection started. So this is fairly recent, but did it start off slowly at all, or did it just immediately come into this daily sort of occurrence?
What the first couple, they came in larger droves than they do now, and I think that's because when the levees broke, they all hell broke loose. I mean, we had more men back then too, so we could hold them off a little bit better. But it's been a slow trickle ever since. You get probably a handful every couple of days.
The levies. Did you have a reservoir of undead?
Oh no! I meant more of when the gates of the castle and the city around Morin's Overlook, when the gates finally gave way and the undead were able to kind of walk outside of the city.
So they were just left there, not doing anything about it until they broke out.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much we could do. There were quite too many. I mean, this was before my time.
Sorry, what was the name of the town one more time?
Well, Morloch.
That big-
Morloch.
Thank you.
Well, any other towns in the area been having these problems, or it's just happening here, from what you know?
As far as I'm concerned, the closest town to Morloch other than us would be Glinderrun, but that's on the other side of the High Moors. So I don't think that the plague has reached them quite yet.
Well, you can't just keep going on like this. Sooner or later, either they're gonna win or you're gonna win. I don't suppose there's any plan to end the plague.
Well, supposedly, the mayor up in the manor, he hired out a group of I don't know if they were adventurers or a mercenary company to take a small fort that's in between here and the Overlook, and they're supposed to be the ones stopping these things from getting here.
So it stands to reason that something probably happened to them.
Either happened to them or they just took the money and left. That would be my bet.
Well, couldn't say I blame them. Thanks for the information.
Anytime. Will you and your friends be needing rooms?
Not sure just yet. We just needed to put our legs up for a little bit at the moment.
All right. Well, if you need me, Cascown's my name. Swanson Cascown's. If you need anything, just give me a holler.
Once
Not all of the bacon and eggs you have. No, I'm sorry.
no.
That's my cousin. Ronson Cascans.
Once Gino is done having his exchange at the counter, Art's gonna walk up himself. I would love an ale, some food, and whatever your strongest whiskey is.
You watch as this halfling kind of looks at you, and then he looks back at you, Gino. Gabo with you?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's a business associate.
And Gino, you know well enough, halflings have a particular disposition with goblins that isn't always the best. It's kind of like the kobolds with gnomes.
Oh, you should have seen him in action earlier today. He chased off an entire goblin warband. It's really something else.
Oh, the one by the bridge.
Yep.
We've been hearing stories about those from a couple of merchants the other day.
Yep, he made him clear out of there real fast.
And he goes over. What'd you say you wanted?
An ale, some food, and whatever your strongest whiskey is.
All right, so he goes over and he pours you an ale and brings it over and grabs you watch as he kind of like goes over to he runs over to the rotisserie that's by the hearth and pulls off a leg of what looks like either chicken or mutton or something like that and brings it back over. Then he pours a small glass like he poured for Gino and sets it in front of you. For this one's on the house, fella.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice of you. I really appreciate that.
Well, the drunken mistress always says if they come to party, give them enough ale to get drunk and then some. So, enjoy.
He'll hold up the mug of ale. Cheers to that. And
you watch as he, in response, kind of pours a rather hefty glass of either scotch or whiskey, you're not quite sure, and clinks it with you, and in one swoop just downs the whole thing.
Art is going to collect his things in his small little arms and as careful as he can find a spot at the table, and he's going to set it down. Before he has any of the ale, he is going to take the glass of whiskey and he is going to shoot it back, not swallow, pull out his flask and put it in the flask.
Okay. That's definitely doable.
And then he'll start eating the food.
All right. Anything else the rest of you would like to do?
I'm just kind of sitting there, looking in my bag at the helmet, and just trying to get some sort of rest.
Yeah, I'll chill out at the table with everybody.
Okay. A couple of servers do come by and they offer to bring food or ale to you all. So if you want it, you can have it. If you don't, they let you all be. And if you're looking to get a short rest, you can do so.
Awesome.
Describe all this food in detail.
The food is mutton that's been over the fire for a number of hours, so the outside is rather charred, the inside a bit dry. Comes with a little stew pot of taters and carrots and other vegetables. The ale is a nice wit beer, and the scotch is a bit peaty.
We don't get spell slots back on short rests, right? No.
Nope.
Clerics do not, and I believe sorcerers do not as well.
Nor do artificers.
Nor do fighters.
Really? You don't restore any of your punch spells?
Nope. I actually get most of my abilities back though, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Punch on his face.
After
Time to. Oh, go ahead, Art.
after eating about half of his leg of meat, Art is going to put the rest of it in his pocket, and he'll drink about half of the ale and hold on to that as well.
Where are you storing the rest of your ale?
He's just going to keep the mug.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do you need a kitty cap for that? Like,
Let me take a look here real quick. La 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 la. In my pile of junk, would it be feasible to say that I might have something that I could wrap the top of the cup in?
give me a good old Senate 51, please.
All right, let's go ahead and do this on Vorpal even.
Also,
Ignore
for
that.
those of you where the Senate good old Senate 51 is a triggering word now, I apologize.
63.
63. Yeah, you find like a little bit of, like, I don't know, Reynolds wrap type substance that you could use to cover the top.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Anything else any of you would like to do during your short rest?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for everybody to be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
So
Time goes by, you get your short rest, and continue
Oh.
on your way.
I was gonna ask
Oh,
if
go
we were
ahead.
gonna. I was gonna ask if we were gonna take a nap, but sounds like no.
Do you want to take a nap?
I assumed we were waiting long enough to take a short rest.
Yeah, you guys. It sounds
nap
like
at
you
the
guys were
table.
getting a long rest. Yeah, from what I remember, you guys got there a little like early afternoon. I think, if I
Oh.
recall correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that we would take a long rest and then go up the hill in the morning. Maybe.
Yeah.
I see.
Definitely pretty beat over here.
If we're
Wouldn't
planning
mind.
on taking a long rest, then we can get rooms and do that. I thought we were just doing a short rest and then going, but
Well, you guys can have two options because the sun hasn't quite set yet, and there's
Yeah.
still stuff going on. So you could go to the top of the hill and talk to who you want to, take a long rest, and then the following day figure out what you want to do, or you could take a long rest, go to the top of the hill the next day.
Yeah, we can go. to the
Whatever
hill.
you get, whatever
Yeah,
the two of
I-
y'all, or whatever you guys would like to do.
I don't think the manor is going to be a fight. I could be wrong, but I think that's going to be a fairly peaceful thing,
Okay.
judging from context clues.
We have no reason to believe otherwise.
Um,
You got that beholder mini, right? I mean, what?
Yes.
I don't know. Based on the ominous context from the DM, I would be hesitant to be so self-assured that it's going to be safe.
Yeah.
are we going to go kill a mayor?
Maybe.
If he tries to punch you, yeah.
We'll kill
All
a
right.
mayor. We'll kill anybody.
You guys want to wait? You
You-
can wait.
No,
You
so-
know, the undead were actually the good guys, and the living were the problem.
Oh, the undead were
Dang
just
it.
trying. The undead were just coming here to try and dismantle the broken system.
Mhm.
We're like,
There it is.
Oh
oh,
my
no, over here.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go up the hill. We can get some more information and then better assess what we want to do. I like that.
Okay.
So as you
Is that it?
So short
leave
rest.
the Red Hair Inn,
Yep.
yes,
Let's go fetch a pail of water.
Ha ha.
I like it.
Wow, what a terrible roll on that.
As the five of you head up the hill, following the path that's paved through, you watch as a dwarf steps out onto the patio of this temple, looks out at you all, and then steps back in. You continue on your way to the gate of the manor, where a guard who's standing on top of this small wall looks down to state your business.
We just fought off those undead. We wanted to talk to the dude up here if there's anything we can do to further help with the undead. Help stop them, not help the undead.
You're the ones who helped Garen, then I assume.
Yeah, lovely guy. He ran away in the middle of the fight.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And he quickly calls, "Yeah, open it up. It's fine." You hear the wooden slat that goes over across the door kind of get put down, and the gates swing open. It's a small paved way that leads up to the front of this manor. Kind of like I think Southern plantation and style and look in the front, with the nice pillars and open, like long rectangular face and all that. As you walk in, one of the guards opens and leads you through and opens the door. Everything is really elegant and nice. Contrary to the village down below, whatever wealth this town has, it seems like most of it is in this home. There are beautiful paintings on the walls, decorative carpets and drapes and things of that nature. The guard looks at you. Just 1 second. I'll go up and talk to Mayor Morin real quick and see if there's anything I can. If he can, he'll take an audience right now. I apologize. And he walks up the stairs and goes into what looks like an office.
Are we in like what's like a waiting area or like the?
Yeah, you're like in the main foyer of this.
The main
of
foyer.
This home. Yeah.
Art's walking around and touching things.
Okay.
I'm letting him. I don't care.
Roll a
Same.
d20 for me.
Same. Well, he's only going to learn one way or another.
Add your dexterity to it, please.
So 12 plus dexterity will make that just dexterity.
Yes.
So that'll be 15.
15. As you kind of run your hands along the walls, you kind of touch a painting with your nails, and your nails are a little bit longer, I imagine, and probably not properly trimmed.
That checks.
And you hear a little, and you look, and there's like maybe like an inch little slice in the fabric of the painting or in the canvas. It looks fine to the best of your knowledge. It looks like you could play it off like that was there, or like it's in a spot that's less noticeable. You continue on, and you see different sconces and candlesticks and things of that nature, kind of just strewn about in an organized manner, but in a way that it's like this is a rich person's home and they just put nice things wherever they want type of way.
When you say strewn about, do you mean like strewn about as in like the architecture, they put it in weird places on the wall, or it's just like lying around somewhere?
Like it's just sitting on random like tables and things like that in this main area.
Sitting on the table, you say? As in it's loose.
Does Nessa notice the glint by now after knowing Art for a very short amount of time?
Yeah. I mean, you
the
guys
crazed look in his eye.
You guys all know that Art's artificer senses are tingling whenever he walks into a room that has shiny things.
Can Nessa sort of reach out and grab him by the shoulder and like pull him towards her and be like, "That's enough, Butterball. We don't know what this is, all right?"
Butterball.
Oh my goodness.
Nessa loves her. Like, there's gonna be so many nicknames.
All right, well, but let me just do one thing real quick, and he's gonna.
I don't think you should do.
Okay. And he looks he looks really guiltily at the painting that he just scratched.
Are you gonna mend it or are you gonna steal it?
That will fit in my pockets.
All right, I'll keep an eye out. You mend it quick, all right?
Walks over to it and tries to cast mending on it.
Okay, do me a favor. Roll an intelligence, or roll a spell. Roll a check using your spell casting modifier.
Like spell modifier. Copy that.
Yes.
How's a 15 do ya?
15. So as you are casting it, you hear the door open, and you're like, come on, quicker, and it's still a minute to cast the spell. But by the time the guard starts to make his way down the stairs, the spell is cast, the canvas mended, and you don't seem to have been noticed.
Phew.
Well done, fella. Well done.
Thank you.
The guard reaches the bottom of the stairs, and Mayor Morin will see you now. Go ahead, head on up. It's that first door right there at the top of the stairs.
I do so.
We do.
Awesome. As you open the door and enter the room, you get the immediate waft of incense, of sage, and things of that nature. And you see a very nice library, art similar to the one that you and Shadow, kind of similar to the one that you saw in the Malthier Collective. Less books, but still very elegant and very nice. A centralized desk that seems to have a scale of some sort on one end, has one of those little ball thingies with the swinging, where the pendulums.
RB
And then
lined it for the
behind-
books.
And then behind the desk, a nice like kind of dry bar, where there are different decanters of various liquids. Are you looking for anything in particular, Art?
Oh god.
Just kind of perusing through them and seeing what's there.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
You know, I think we should get one of those leashes you get for kids.
Right out.
You rolled
Well,
a
Like a
being-
backpack that's
Being
stuffed
Art's
to like dog.
being Art's dad, that would be definitely something you could do.
You rolled a 2 for self-control and then a 17 for going through his shit.
Well, 23 actually, but yes.
So, looking through, you find one store. You find a number of books. One that seems odd, in particular, is a book entitled "The Three Little Pigs." The rest are like very kind of like more intellectually based books, but this one is like, that's weird. Like, it definitely sticks out to you through your investigation.
Is there only one door in this room?
Correct.
And when they let us in this room, they closed the door behind us, so we're waiting for so and so.
Well, you went in by yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a man sitting behind the desk. I apologize. I should have described that as well. But Art
Got
went
it.
straight for the bookshelf. So
Yep.
I had to do that first.
I would probably, seeing Art do this, I would probably position my big ass self to kind of block the view of whatever the hell Art is doing from the guy behind the desk.
The man sitting behind the desk is a very well built. You can't tell how tall he is from where he's at. Well built human. His beard, kind of like Eddie's, where it's nice but it's clean. His hair slicked back. It's Eddie's face on a. It's essentially Eddie's face on a person. I was like
dear.
going through the motions like of his hair slicked back. I'm like, damn it, that's Eddie too.
Wait, is Eddie's face not normally on a person?
You know?
Sorry, let me give this back.
I know.
No, but he has that kind of like princely comb back where it's like the long hair that drapes on top of his shoulders. His beard is well kept. It's a little bit medium to starting to go longish side. But he's sitting there kind of flipping through a book as you all enter. Art, are you doing anything with your book that you found?
He's gonna be curious as to what this thing is doing here, and he's going to move it.
Okay. Before we do that, 2 luck and 2 inspo to you, Art. A luck and
you.
inspo to Viago, and a luck and inspo to Gino. As you move it, it moves with you, and you're able to pull it from the bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing seems to happen when you do.
All right. He takes a look at the book.
Okay, give me another investigation check.
Sorry, calculating the stuff you just gave me here. So you said 2 of each, right?
Yes.
And an investigation is going to be a. Ugh. Yeah, what the hell? I'll call this important. Let's call that a 16.
A 16. Flipping through, the one thing you notice consistently when you get to the end, or flipping through the book, it says the 3 little pigs, but on each page that you're flipping through, it tells the story, the typical folklore story of the 3 little pigs. However, the one thing you notice is that that third pig, the pig with the stone house, or the brick house, whatever the fuck it is. You get to the end, and he's missing from the entire book.
This little piggy went all the way home.
Art ponders that for a minute.
Can Nessa sort of take a, not like in depth, but sort of like cursory glance around the room to see if she sees that emblem from the mystery ring that she was given on that watch?
Yeah, go for it. Can you remind me what I told you the emblem was? Because I did not write that down.
A heart with a cape on it.
A heart with a cape
Jesus,
on it.
I don't know why the entire city of New York is beeping outside of my, like, I'm so sorry.
Gino's horse is really pissed off that it had to drift. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm sorry. I only just recently installed those upgrades. I promise I'll work out the kinks.
You forgot to put an off button on it.
Yeah, I forgot the muffler, so please forgive me.
It's a push to start. You guys forgot to push to turn it off as well.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm rolling investigation, you said? Or perception?
Perception.
Ooh. That's a 10.
Well, 10. Scanning around the room, the only emblem or sigil that you see is kind of like that shield shape. The bottom portion of it seems to be like an arch of a hill, like a green hill. On the top of the hill sits a rooster. Behind the rooster is the rising sun, and then that like kind of yellow color covers the top portion of the sigil.
Okay.
And so does it match her ring?
It does not.
Does it match the one that I have from Malkirk?
From Malkirk, no.
If you squint, does it look like either of those things?
No.
Okay.
If you close one eye,
Roll a squint check.
I'm gonna talk to this dude whose room we just walked into.
Yeah.
He's been standing around digging through his stuff. Hi, Gino Zabani at your service. Didn't even think about that. I guess my cape goes off now.
Yeah. It billows, and he sits on the book and kind of looks at you and intrigued now.
At your service. Me and my associates, we heard you were having some trouble with the undead coming from, was there anything we might be able to do to help assist?
Kadek Morin at your service as well. I'm the mayor here. Thank you for your services earlier. Garen assures me that without your help, he would not have survived the encounter. As for helping, I don't know how much use you all would be as town guards, and I certainly, given the report that Garen gave me, can't afford you.
Few can.
However, if you did, I do have a task that may be of some help, or for me at least. I don't quite know how to get rid of these undead. But first, I'd like you to, if you could, or would be willing, venture to Helm's Hold, where the Heroes of the Meek reside. They're supposed to be this barricade between us and the undead, and they've neglected that. The second would be, if you so choose, to venture to the Overlook itself, the palace of my great-great-grandfather, and potentially find his crown for me.
Heard great things about the Overlook. It's supposed to be a great spot for writers. Well, you know what? I was headed that direction. I think I could stop by. I could stop by the Hold. What do you guys think? Just kind of like look back at them. Does that sound doable?
So, we're going to this first fort. The people that you've hired to protect you have failed to do that. Is that correct?
I don't know if it's failure or if it's neglect or they are doing their best and some are getting by. Um, Investigating why undead are still coming to Drisden would I guess be the goal of that.
All right.
If they're doing their job, then by all means let them continue. And if there's some overflow or some spillage that comes to us, we can try to continue to handle it. Or maybe they send some people here.
Well, it's a shitty job if that's what they're doing. Jano, yeah. I don't see why not. We can't go up there.
Can I just ask a few more questions before you just say? I mean, I'm here to go for there too. But what are the name of the people that you sent up there? Just
The people who are the group that's at Helm's Hold are called the Heroes of the Meek. They're led by a half-orc named Zid.
that's
There should be, roughly last time I checked, maybe about 15 to 20 of them total.
Oh wow, that's a group. Wow.
Yeah, it was a small mercenary band, yes.
Huh.
and y'all have no way of getting in touch with them or anything?
They don't have,
Phones.
well, they don't have a cleric with the ability to cast the sending spell. So unfortunately, while Grandcrafter Denmar down at the Temple of the Allhammer has reached out to them several times, it's quick responses back and forth, and Denmar can only do that a handful of times each day, or some of his associates can as well. But yeah,
I'm assuming that's the guy coming out of the temple looking at us.
dwarf, older looking, brownish
Sounds
beard.
alright.
Yeah, that's Denmar.
Never mind.
He's a good man. He served my father and my grandfather after Morloch fell.
And this crown, why exactly do you want it now?
Well, to speak plainly, I don't fully trust the Heroes of the Meek to go up to the Overlook and not ransack it. Other than your goblin friend here, I don't foresee any of you having sticky fingers.
Oh, that's fair.
I can't tell if he's a good judge of character or just racist.
Yeah.
Why not both? No, I'm kidding.
Like you're not wrong, but how can you say that?
I mean, he legitimately just watched the goblin walk over to his bookshelf, pull a book out, and just start perusing it. So,
He
without
he
even
didn't ta- he
without
didn't
even
take it.
without even saying hello,
He didn't take it. That being said, a quick question with regards to that. On the note that you mentioned about the book before, when you say that the character is missing, do you mean like there are pages missing, or they are completely not written in the book whatsoever?
No, like it's the story tells the story, and it
Mm.
mentions the third pig going off and building this house of brick, but the image of the pig is just not there.
Gotcha. Something wrong with your book.
Oh, you're reading that one. I've been trying to figure that one out for a while.
Is it a unusual publishing? Because this isn't the story. I mean, it's completely omitting the last character.
No, I'm well aware of that. It's you know what? If you all make it back with the crown, my little goblin friend, I'll sit down with you and tell you a little bit more about this book. The others like it.
Whoa. There's more?
There are quite a few more, each with their own story to tell and their own thing to find.
So it's a puzzle.
Of sorts, yes.
I like puzzles.
Any other questions? And he turns toward you.
The the temple on your property. Which deity is that to?
It's to the Allhammer, also known as Moradin.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Is there something special about this crown besides the fact that it's a crown that you need it that badly?
Well, it was my great-great-grandfather's, the first and only king of the High Moor. I'd much like it back.
I mean, you live pretty much like a king up here.
It looks that way. Unfortunately, we still suffer the way those down below do as well.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Yeah, can you explain? How do you suffer? I'm just curious.
Well, everything is shared communally. So, while I do live in this house and most of the nice things that belong to my ancestors are here, the food and any other resources we have are shared amongst ourselves. I, for instance, have gone about rationing most of our food since the attacks began a few months ago. We have maybe 3 months left before we have to reach out to other villages for aid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
It's all right. No, most people assume, and it's okay. I know. It looks like I'm sitting up here in an ivory tower, and I'm trying my best to make sure that that's not the case.
and you all are struggling here, and you spent a good deal of money for these mercenaries to protect you that they're failing to do. Is this correct?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I don't like that. Right.
I mean, we can go help them. It's just,
I mean, money-wise, we're doing okay. It's just we can't farm, and farming is pretty much all a town like us can do.
Well, I'm planning on heading up there and taking a look. Not everybody has to go. It's a treacherous situation. Completely understand. However, my conscience just wouldn't rest easy if I didn't at least see what was going on. And it helps to be informed.
So
I
would
agree.
you all like to go in the morning then? Yeah.
I think that's wise.
I do have one more question. These attacks, they seem to happen ever at nighttime or always like a clockwork at the same time sort of situation?
We haven't nailed it down to a specific time frame. No, it happens usually every couple of days, sometimes in the morning, sometimes midday, sometimes around dusk. But one thing we do notice is the ones that are more organized, usually one white, if you know what those are, the humanoid figures, pale, typically look more human than the undead do. They seem to be leading the attack. So at least, the least of my knowledge is that it's somewhat coordinated.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
I noticed when we fought the other ones, the leader of them, the white, was carrying a lantern. Do they all carry lanterns all the time? That might be how they keep control of their undead army.
I'm not sure. I've gotten reports of one or two of them carrying them, but not all of them carry them, no.
Not all.
Did we
All
take
right.
that lantern? Or was it destroyed?
I don't think so.
I believe the lantern shattered. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, though.
No, I thought it broke, yeah.
That sounds right.
Smashed.
It's the bad
Art, can you please take a look at that?
I'm sorry.
Pizza's here.
Which pocket is that in?
Pizza's here, Mayor.
Oh, thank you, the Powder Puff Girls!
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
I'm never gonna not hear that now.
Oh, God. If there's anything you need, feel free to peruse around town. Most of our shops are still functioning. And hopefully there are things that could be of use. Yeah. But I appreciate you all helping us in this effort.
I look forward to finding out more about that book.
Well, come back and I'll do what I can to give you as much information as I know.
Thank you. And he walks out the room.
Oh, Art. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't break anything, and I'm also gonna.
As you leave, you hear Caddick. Please do. Please.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, no, you got it.
I just didn't want to seem rude. I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Thea, so if you need us, you can have someone to talk to. I guess I know you talked to Gino, but...
Thank you. Yeah, it's that's yeah, I apologize. It's been a while since we've seen people from outside of town.
that are undead.
That are.
Naturally, you don't ask their names. Well, hopefully we can help you out.
I appreciate it. Well, if you need anything, you know where to find me. That's all.
Back to
You can go now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
bye.
Well, you guys want to head out in the morning, or you going now?
I would say in the morning. In the event that those mercenaries were overrun, we might run into an issue there.
I might just stop by and say hi to Denmar real quick. Just pick his brain a little bit.
Sure.
Y'all don't gotta come with.
Oh, I wasn't planning on it.
Great. I just wanted to let you know.
Appreciate it.
Damn.
Oh, I'm not in the room, am I?
I'll go get the room situation figured out while you're doing that.
I'll probably go with you.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to go see it too, but I know I'm following Art. I don't know if I heard that. Is that outside? Still
Yeah,
in
we left the
library?
room at that point.
I would imagine you guys all, like, as Art and Nessa were kind of heading down the stairs and back down to that main level, the rest of you guys were all heading out talking about where you wanted to go. So Nessa, you would have been able to overhear that.
Yeah, so if you're gonna go with Thea, I'm not letting Art go by himself, so I would go with Art.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to have the leash. Somebody's got to hold on to the leash.
Leave him unsupervised.
Like that.
So,
Love
like
you
that
came
thing.
in.
We have Nessa and Thea going to the temple. We have Gino going to the inn. Art.
I wasn't
is there anything-
planning on it being like a scene or anything. It was just like I'll pay for the
Okay.
room.
Going to the room. Okay.
Yeah.
Art, is there anything you'd like to do? Or Viago, anything you'd like to do?
We're just going back to the pub tavern thing, the place where the beds
inn.
are.
The inn and tavern, yes.
Words are hard.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, Art's probably just gonna go back there and then pull out his notebook and start going through his mess of stuff and work on some projects that he's had backlogged.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys go there, get some ale, pay for the rooms. Doesn't seem like Swanson is charging you for any ale that you're drinking.
Oh.
Nessa and Thea, you head down to where the roads connect, and then up the opposite side of the hill.
On the way over, hey, Thea, can I talk to you for just a hot sec, like while we're on the way?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know that we just met each other, and we're relatively new to people's company, but I have something to tell you, and I'm pretty sure you're not gonna like it. And I just want to ask you to hear me out before making any large moves or judgment-based decisions. Right. Well, I just recently happened to have a major life change in that I am technically and look, I know it sounds bad. It's just where I was from, I got cornered, I think, in an alley, and I got bit by a vampire. So I'm technically a spawn. So that's why I'm not really eating anything, and I don't really drink anything. The thing that's in the flask is blood, and I have to tell you because we fought things together, and now it seems unfair, that the group doesn't really know what they're dealing with because I'm technically a little bit dangerous, but I'm not really that dangerous. I'm not going to hurt anybody that we know or that is close to me. I hope not on purpose. So I just thought, your thoughts on that?
Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not like super thrilled about the idea of hanging out with a vampire spawn. But I don't think that really defines you. I think your actions will define you. And thus far, I mean, now some things starting to add up a little bit. Like, you seem to getting real close to those people who are dead and stuff like that. But aside from that, I haven't seen you really do anything weird, so, or bad.
Yeah, I mean, nothing bad yet. I've been trying to keep it under wraps,
I'm just curious why you thought why'd you assume I'd be mad at you about that? I mean, people go through things, new things happen to people that they just can't control sometimes.
Yes, exactly. And I didn't mean to assume that you'd be pissed or anything, but, people, I mean, you're so good, if that makes any sense. It just seems like, yeah, well, you
No,
you
I don't think I'm really, I just do what I think is right. I don't think I'm good by any stretch of the imagination. I'm actually probably the opposite of that, But, I mean, I don't know. Let's go to the temple. You think that's a good idea? Let's go there.
Yeah, that sounds fine. I probably won't burst into a cloud of dust when I get in there. I'm kidding. I'm a cleric. I'm fine. It's a vampire humor. Poorly. Let's go to the temple.
Okay.
All right. So as you make your way up the steps, you can see billowing from the center multiple plumes of smoke that kind of connect in the air and form like one giant smoke cloud as it kind of wafts away. There are two kind of thick wooden doors that are at the entryway of this temple.
Are they locked? Or
the doors are unlocked and you can pull them pretty easily.
I'm gonna do that thing where you're knocking as you open the door. Like you're not really asking permission to be let in, but letting alert of your presence.
Okay. So yeah, as you knock and you open up, you watch as you look in and you can immediately see a handful of forges that kind of are in a U shape in the back of this very open chamber. To one side, you see what looks to be like leather racks with a station for leather working. Another one, you see racks of where a handful of weapons are. And you see a couple of humans and then a halfling scuttering around, just kind of going from task to task. A few dwarves are in the back, clanging against whatever metal objects that they're working on, smithing in the back.
I haven't gotten a lot of temples. It's a new thing I'm trying out. Is this normally what they look like? Because I've never seen one look like this before.
If you'd like to roll a religion check, you could.
I will.
Both of you can.
Okay. No.
yikes. Ooh. 6.
I got a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this book that has all of my deities in it away.
Yeah, no.
You're really, all you know is that the god is called the Allhammer, also known as Moradin, and he's the god of dwarves. So no, this is not like typical temples that you've seen. But then Nessa, the only real temple that you have to work with that you've seen, and Thea, you as well, was the Temple of Pelor, which is very like Roman Catholic-esque compared to this. Nessa, the only other one for you would have been that small temple to Cord, the Storm Lord, which again wasn't
Moonbow?
really. Oh yeah, and the Temple of the Moonbow,
Yeah. I was
which
like,
that one was
that's
more of
why.
like a. Yeah, that one was more of like a temple to like the traditional Greek temples.
I have not seen one of this. First one.
Well, I think we should probably just try and find him and get on our merry way.
Yeah.
Do we see Denmark?
Looking around, one of the dwarves. So he's wearing different garb than you saw when he was standing at the door and then walked in. He's in this kind of thick leather apron as he's working on at one of the forges. You guys walk over and he's just clanging away. He doesn't seem to quite notice you.
Excuse me, Sir Denmar? Father guy?
And he stops kind of mid swing and turns. Oh, give me just 1 second. And he kind of takes the whatever he's working on and throws it into the water next to him. And he takes off his apron, kind of says, "It's technically it's Grand Crafter, but you can just call me Denmar."
Grandcrafter.
Yes.
So we're new to town. I think you might have seen us just give a little wander up the other way.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna head up to the people that y'all hired to protect y'all. I'm just curious if maybe I heard you've spoken to a few of them sometimes, and I know it wasn't much, but maybe any hints or anything that can help us?
Well, I talk to Zid every once in a while, and he's he's a half-orc, so he's a stubborn fuck, but he, for the most part, he's a good man. You haven't really talked to him in recent days, though. I haven't been getting much of a response.
Does he sound okay?
Last time I talked to him, he did, yeah. But that was maybe less than half a week ago.
But he and his men are not the type to necessarily neglect their duties or take pay without actually following through.
I'm not in the position to judge a man by how he looks. And I mean, I couldn't tell you one way or another. They seemed like honest men, but again, even honest men can lie.
I guess. I don't know. I guess I was kind of hoping maybe you'd have some more.
From what I can say, they were, to my knowledge, the gate to Helm's Hold had been broken at one point. I don't know if they repaired it, though.
Is that like you just take some tools to it kind of thing? Screwdriver?
I mean, they could have fixed it. My guess with that meant that they were overrun by the undead.
Okay. Now, as someone who I have not had much experience with the undead, can they themselves become undead?
Well, there's certain types of magic that will allow that, yes. There are certain types of creatures where if you're bitten or slain, you can rise up within a matter of minutes or even a matter of days. There are some that bite you and the infection spreads and you then turn. Instead of dying, you just turn. And then there's some that, and he kind of just trails off kind of in thought. He's kind of just going through all of what your typical like undead would sound like.
I appreciate the history breakdown. I meant more like have y'all had someone's grandma come back up here or something like that? Like they get bitten and then come alive again?
Here, no. I did hear that Zid said one of them did get bitten and killed, and they brought him back into the hold, and he turned, but they put him out of his misery before he fully turned.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's a risk that they took.
They haven't said anything about maybe like a guy, person, thing in charge of them. They haven't given you any names or anything.
No. One of the things. Oh, I'm sorry. Zid did say he sent a group up to the Overlook to scout. So they may still be alive, but again, that was a couple days ago. That was the last time I heard of him. I don't know if Zid went himself or if he sent a group of his own.
Oh, and as you had anything?
No, those were all my questions too. But thank you for your time, sir. I forgot what his title is.
Denmar is fine.
God,
Thanks, Denmar.
Why y'all got these little crafting areas up here?
Well, as you can, I'm the Grand Crafter. I am the one who leads this temple. But Warden the Allhammer, is quite dear to dwarves' hearts, and he's the patron of crafters and smiths, particularly.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So most temples look something like this, at least of Moradin.
Now, is there any like symbols that I would be able to like recognize out in the future?
Yeah, so looking around his neck, he wears in particular, it looks like, what's that? I believe it's a giant. He's wearing almost like Thor's hammer, but where on opposite sides of where the hammer are is a helmeted and bearded dwarf, kind of carved into it. And then looking around, you see a couple others of like a giant anvil, or giant anvils with the hammer kind of striking down onto it. You see the hammer, that particular hammer iconography, and a couple of other spots as well.
Well, thank you, Grand Crafter. Denmar. Feels rude, I guess, just calling you that.
Well, I mean, it's all right. I get the formality.
Well, we're gonna head off tomorrow. You think of anything? We're staying at the inn down the way.
The
red
red hair.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Oh, if you're going to the hair, would you mind? And he pulls out a small sack. Can you give that to Swanson for me?
Sure. Yeah.
He'll know what it's for.
You know, I'll say nothing more. I don't think I want to know anything else. So, thank you.
Oh, thank you. And he kind of bows and I'll hammer guide you.
And you.
Right back at ya.
And you turn and walk out of the, I was about to say the inn, walk out of the temple and down toward the Red Hair Inn. Art, Viago.
Can I tell?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell what's in the bag? Does it feel like coins?
Yeah, it feels like coins.
Okay. Just wondering if there's anything interested.
Like a head?
I mean, you're more than welcome to take a look.
Hey, I'll take a wee peek. I'm
Okay.
nosy.
Yeah,
Can
looking
I
in.
perception that?
Yeah, go ahead. Both of you give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on the purple, isn't it?
I'm doing it straight out in the open. I guess, is it?
Oh, is it? Would I see it then?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can look
I'm doing it
together and
openly.
she can show you, yeah.
Oh, I don't want her to open it.
Oh, you don't want her to open it.
Yeah, she was trying to see if she would see that to stop her, I think, is what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should I still
Yeah,
roll
she's
that?
doing it. No,
Okay.
she's doing it in the open, so you would see her doing it.
I'm sorry, Nessa. Remember that whole entire conversation we had about judging people by their actions? I do not think that is your bag, and I do not think you should open it.
Fine. And I'm gonna turn it back up again. It's a fair point. Trying not to
Mom,
be
it's a
the
bag
evil
of corn.
vampire spawn, so I guess I'll not look in the funny bag.
Can I hold it though? Just for a little while.
Sure. I'll give it to her.
All right. I mean, it's a considerably weighty bag of gold. You both can feel that at least.
Clink, clink, clink.
You make your way down back to the Red Hare Inn. Viago going on your quick shopping trip there and back, getting the supplies that you needed. Art continuing to draw and things of that nature. At one point, a halfling kind of walks up to you and tries to bet with you on something, but realizing you're not really interested, he wanders off. And Gino, sipping, Swanson brings you a nice fine red wine. You just kind of leisurely sit and drink while you wait for the others to arrive.
Upon realizing that we have not been paying for ale, Art is making it a point to make sure that his cup is always full.
Okay.
Taking full advantage.
Nessa and Thea, you do make your way back to the Red Hare Inn.
There's no, like, sort of undead growlings or anything in the woods as we're walking back.
No, not that you notice. 2 luck and inspo to Viago, and a luck point and inspiration to Art.
Oh, thank you.
I am curious, on the walk to the inn, were the bodies of the undead still chilling there? What are they doing with them?
It looks at this point like
Street cleaners.
a pair of guards have come down and started moving some of the undead.
Are they throwing them on a bonfire? Are there?
Yeah, it looks like they created in the center of town a bonfire.
Okay. I was just curious for immunity sakes.
Yeah.
It's a stink.
I haven't been to a bonfire in so long.
I love the smell of I miss. Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck you, Coach.
Oh man.
Undead.
Undead
Smell of
bonfire.
undead bonfires. Such a bad.
Oh, man.
The burning zombies.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys make your way back into the Red Hare Inn. You see all of your friends. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you take your long rest?
I'd like to drop them the bag off to Swanson.
In Swanson. Oh, from Denmark.
The Grand Crafter, yeah.
We call him the Grand Cracker down here.
Oh.
Mostly because he's old and kind of brittle and pasty.
Goes
I'm
great
gonna
with a
say the
marshmallow.
Grand Crafter, but I like your nicknames.
Thank you. And boys, and you watch as 2 halflings run up, and he's the Ground Crafter has another order, his typical order. Go and fetch it. And you watch as they kind of run down the stairs around the side of, or on the back end of the bar, and 2 of them come up with giant barrels of ale holding in either arm, and the 2 of them just kind of out of the.
This man.
Huh.
Yep.
Cool.
So that sounds like someone's a glutton on the estate of Denmark.
Hey,
Is that
well,
bad? Is that too much of a stress?
there's something
They're-
rotten.
They're dwarves, so I imagine they like their ale. But
That's fair.
hey, the drunken mistress doesn't judge those who drink.
That's fair.
Well,
Cheers to that.
yeah. Cheers to that. Well, if nobody's got anything else going on, I have to turn in early. Got to get through all my stretches before bed.
Oh, I almost forgot. And Art's gonna run back outside to Gino's cart and grab
Take
Dulcar's cage and bring Dulcar back in with him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. As you all settle in for the night in your usual rooms, an eerie. Yeah, go ahead, Art.
It could possibly wait. I just have some stuff that needs to happen before the morning.
Okay. No, you can do that now then, because I was just gonna. Long rest is gonna go pretty quick.
Okay. So bringing Dukar back to the room with him, he makes sure to take out some of that leftover meat and some of the carrots and potatoes and feeds it to his little friend, and also makes sure that the little friend is let out of the cage so that they can wander the room freely.
Okay.
After doing that, he pulls out his little notepad and starts getting to work on some of the notes that he has been taking throughout the course of time that Thea and Nessa were over at the temple. And over the course of this time, he takes roughly about an hour to pull out some of his many materials from his pockets, including some of that pile of junk. He takes out about, let's see, I got some metal pieces here, I got some wire here, and starts just winding and weaving and just getting things together and just getting them all spick and spank and shiny. He takes some of that pocket of grassy oats and then mixes it with a little bit of the potato to try and see if he can use it as an adhesive device, and puts it on together, holds it together, and by the time he's done about an hour later, he has there we go. He has a little miniature figurine of a goblin that looks like it has moving parts.
Okay. And as you finish your construction, and as the rest of you settle into rest and find your sleep and your long rest, that's where we're going to take our first break. Exclamation point raffle for some awesome Slayer's Guild dice. We're going to take probably about a 10-minute break and then come back and continue with our adventure.
Ayo.
Cool. All right. See you guys soon.
Yeah. welcome back. Congratulations, Ferrix. Please message me in. Thank you, Eddie. Please message me in Discord. I'll shoot you the link for Slayer. Or actually, can you doobity-doop the Slayers Guild down below?
Oh yeah.
Bippity-boppity.
I was like,
Slayers Guild dice.
what is he trying to slay?
In
What
the
is he
chat.
trying? What is he trying to slay?
No idea.
What is he trying to slay? Yes. Ferrix,
I'm glad
go
we all
ahead
lost
and
a brain cells.
Rude.
go ahead and head to that link, Ferrix. Find a pair of dice that you like and send them my way. They can be metal or plastic. Preferably metal because they're super nice. But obviously they're your choice. So send me the link for whichever you'd like, and I'll get them ordered for you straight away. But yes, back to our adventure. You finish your long rest, so go ahead and mark that down. Nessa, go ahead and figure out whatever spells you want to use. You got a couple seconds before the party ventures out. Yes, Art.
On that note, before we do venture out, Art does have a morning routine that he has to do.
Yes. And that includes?
Okay, well, I wanted to make sure that everyone else had done their thing first before I.
Oh, you have a list. I forgot. Well, you all come down. You get a quick breakfast and some morning ale or whatever beverage you choose. If you do so, Swanson was up drinking from what you saw late into the night, and you guys slept really well. But downstairs, you could hear the hooping and hollering of about a dozen or so halflings as they party until at least 3 or 4 in the morning, before finally quieting down and dispersing. If there's nothing in particular that any of you guys would like to do, we'll go to Art.
I'm just doing my stretches and then getting the horse ready. That's all.
Are you gonna attempt to bring the cart or the wagon, or just your horse?
Well, how far is the hold?
The hold is about half a day, give or take, and then Morloch it's probably about a day and a half to get to Morloch. 2 days to get to the Overlook. So about about
I
a
should
half
take,
to 3/4 of a day.
I should take the wagon for everyone. Yeah.
This will be rougher terrain than what you're used to. Even probably rougher than the grasslands heading toward where the Kobold Den was.
I'm the greatest wagoner in Kantor, man. It won't be a problem.
I mean, I felt like there were plenty of other Marabu in your family that drive caravan.
They all suck.
All right. Are you the Vin Diesel of Marabu?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay.
Let's show up drunk to the Game Awards, baby.
All right. So you prep your horse and wagon.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You prep your horse and wagon. Nessa doing anything in particular? Thea.
Just sort of.
Just eating.
Okay. Viago, anything?
No.
All right. Art, please start your list.
I've done it! I know what is missing! And Art is going to frantically. Is there a basin in this room?
Yeah.
Great. So he's gonna grab that basin and he's gonna start rifling through all of his things. He's gonna find a piece of pocket bacon that. Yeah, that should work fine. And then he's going to take about half a stick of butter, throw that in there, and he's going to take. There's a little bit of leftovers from the mutton, the taters, and the carrots from last night. It's gotten a little bit, of, that overnight griminess to it because, it's just been sitting out overnight. But he goes ahead and just throws that in, and he takes that half a jug of ale that he had saved earlier, and he's going to take out the flask, unscrew it, and pour the contents of the whiskey into the bowl, and give that all a nice solid stir. And then he is going to just mutter a couple words under his breath, and then poof, and it's going to just poof into a cloud of smoke. And and the last little bit, this isn't quite right. I don't like this color. And he's going to take out that remainder of the packet of red dye and throw it in there as well for color.
Okay.
And so now he has a frothing bubbling red liquid.
Ugh.
Is that a healing potion?
It is the
Oh, is it one of
second
your random?
rendition of his experimental elixir.
Okay. And does the previous one go away or does it stay?
He consumed the previous one yesterday.
Okay. Oh yeah, you did.
Yes. So, and he's going to once more carefully pour it into his flask.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that.
And he has one other idea that sort of just came to him over the course of the night. He pulls out the owlbear claw that he's been holding onto, and he pulls out his candlestick with the seashells on it. Thinks about it for a moment. Huh. And he holds it up next to the seashell magnifier, finds a slot where it might be able to fit nicely, takes it back out again, and he rifles through the alchemy book that he was holding on to and looks for the alchemical symbol for poison.
Okay.
And once he finds that symbol, he starts carving it onto the side of the owlbear claw.
Okay.
And once he gets that symbol sort of figured out and he is satisfied with it, he once again connects it to the candlestick. It finds a way to make it so that it'll like fit in slot-wise. And once it does that, pulls it back out again and separates it back into the two separate pieces.
All right. So it's a piece that you can now. It's an attachment to your candle gun
Yes.
or your candle thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A nice little modular owlbear claw attachment.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
actually thought of something that I need to do. Can I find Viago just sort of to the side somewhere?
Sure.
Where you at,
Yep.
Viago?
I'm just hanging around at the moment.
She's gonna walk up to him and be like, hey, I hate to ask, but and she's gonna like hold up her flask. I'm kind of empty, and no one likes me when I'm hungry.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'll hit you up if it hurts or anything like that. But
What was the mechanic we
Yeah.
decided for that? I can't even remember.
I don't know.
I think for each dose it's a D4.
It's a D4.
Yeah. Because you're willingly hurting yourself to do it.
So I take D4 damage, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Yeah.
3.
So I do have a question about that. I know this is technically I'm not biting him. He's like cutting himself. But for my bite attack, I get to choose whether or not people take damage. That wouldn't.
If you do the thing where like you bite into his wrist and then he squeezes it, I would count it as similar. I would allow that. We're still.
And
This
no
is something
damage?
we're still. Yeah, I'll allow that. This is something we're still playtesting, so I think that's a good fix for it. But I'd say the maximum you could get in that manner are 2 doses.
I'll take 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, she does, but like not like not in front of the whole bar. No one's putting bets on it, but Thanks. And I'm gonna screw the cap on and put it in my pocket.
Awesome. Anything else that you all would like to do? And if not, then you guys can continue on your way. You know that from speaking around and talking to those prior to leaving, Helm's Hold is about a half to 3/4 of a day travel southeast of where you are. Gino, go ahead and... Are you guys all piling, typical, everybody piling into the cart, Viago walking next to it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Gino, make me a animal handling check for your cart, please. And technically, it is a land vehicle. Are you proficient with land vehicles?
Probably. It was like a thing that we decided in the. Let's see, where would that be?
It'd be in tools and proficiencies.
I'm not seeing it here, no.
Okay. Are you proficient with animal handling then, at least, or no?
No.
Okay. We're gonna add that because that's a cultural thing, so we're gonna add that. You have proficiency with land vehicles. Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead and you're basically gonna roll your animal handling with your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Do we want to take the roll that I already did, or you want me to reroll?
No, we'll keep that roll.
Okay, so it's a 13.
13. Okay. You've seen better days and better travels, especially through rougher patches of land. But it is pretty hilly, or the terrain is pretty steadily kind of either bumpy grassland or rolling hills that kind of go up on either side, and so the cart tosses and turns a bit. You hear some clamoring from the back as Art and Thea and Nessa are all kind of jostled around a bit. Some stuff is kind of thrown around, but for the most part, the ride goes steadily. Nothing major on the cart breaks.
Does anything fall off the shelves?
I mean, a couple things here and there, yeah.
Art will meticulously put each of the things that fell off of the shelf precisely to the millimeter back where they fell from.
Okay. Gino and Viago, go ahead and give me perception checks as well.
That's an 11.
Hey, that's a 19.
Okay, so Viago, you don't notice it, but Gino just being seated where your head now is at level with Viago's, you can see on the horizon, maybe about another hour or so away, the fort.
Okay.
It's a singular. It's a central wall with what looks to be two or three smaller, or two buildings on either side right through the gate, and then two smaller double-decker buildings that look like some sort of barracks, and then a central kind of longhouse, a two-story longhouse in the back portion of it. And the walls are palisaded, and there is a small guardhouse where the gate is, and a couple smaller watchtowers around the outer wall.
And I'm not seeing any like shambling silhouettes or anything.
What was your roll again? A 19?
Yeah.
With the 19, you see maybe not near the, because you're kind of you guys are at kind of a vantage point right now, where you're looking down this dip into this small valley. Coming from farther back, toward where the mountain ranges are, where the hills meet the edges of the mountains, you do see a small group of something walking, but you can't really make it out.
Oh boy.
There's
All
about
right.
8. There's about 8 to 10 of them.
Okay, so it could be the group or it could be undead.
And with your 19, you also don't see anybody on the walls of the fort. The gate does look closed, though. And
the 8 silhouettes, people, bodies moving. Is that between us and the hold, or is that like off to the side? Or
so you guys are farther back. The holds would be kind of in front of you. It's more southward of the hold.
okay.
It's like they're heading toward the hold.
Okay. I pointed out to Viago.
Okay. Viago, you see this as well.
Okay. I guess I keep riding.
Okay. As you do, go ahead and give me another animal handling check for the wagon.
21.
Okay. And then go ahead and give me a roll D100 for me.
27.
Okay. So as you're doing a pretty solid job of avoiding some of the major kind of dips and things that would cause the cart to flip over or kind of stall, or you're gauging the land pretty well. However, as you kind of get slightly closer to where this open field is, the cart hits and juts on a rock really quick, and it tilts, and you hear and Art, you see a number of these different ornamental weapons fall from the side of the cart into the cart itself, and it makes a long ting ting ba-ding, dum, like just as cacophonous noise. Go ahead and give me Viago and Gino. Give me perception checks. I'll say with advantage, because you guys probably were keeping an eye on that other party.
Woof. 15.
Okay, and Viago.
22.
22. Gino, it looks like they are still on course. Viago, however, you do notice that it seems like one or two of them shift slightly as you guys are now getting to the point where you guys are getting closer to converging. And they start to turn, and you notice these are undead, and they start to turn and make their way toward the cart. You guys still have some time to kind of react.
They're on foot?
But they are on foot, correct.
So they're probably not going to move that fast, yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well for the hold. Do we just get to the hold and fight them from a defensible position, or do we just take them out here?
Great question. Does it look like we can make it?
Roll a survival check.
I sure will.
I'll say Viago, since Viago noticed them turning paths.
17?
17. With a 17, that brief moment where you guys kind of stop the cart just long enough to gauge the reaction and speed of these creatures, Viago, they are moving at a pace that is slightly faster than most of you guys walk.
We should get the others ready.
Okay, I rap on the window of the art hole.
Art startles because he was in the process of trying to put all the things that fell back on their respective shelves, hooks, etc., and probably ends up dropping a bunch of it to the floor.
Hello.
I got it, Art. I'm gonna open. Can I open the window? What's up?
We got company.
Oh, right.
We're expecting guests.
Art.
It's a fight. It's a fight. Art.
Oh, okay.
Not actual guests, undead guests. Grant, and I'm gonna get out of the wagon and can I see if I can climb up onto the roof? We're still
you
moving.
Can climb up. That's up to you guys. You guys can either try to push your luck and continue forward. It doesn't look like you'll get to the gate of the gate of the hold. Even if you do, you'd have to get them to open the gate for you to enter. If there's somebody there, and from what you've seen, it doesn't look to be. Or you can take the time to create an advantageous position for yourself here, if you so wish.
Yeah, I think we hole up here, and
I don't think we're gonna make it.
Yeah, we just try to blast them from here.
Can we just be like Glenn and hide underneath the cart while all the zombies go around and not kill us? Sorry.
You can certainly try. You could certainly try that.
If you don't want to have a horse anymore, I guess.
This is true.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
you're
we
all
all
done
know
with
what
the
happened.
horse.
We all know what happened to Rick's horse when he crawled under.
I am not
into the
pulling this
tank.
fucking cart, so let's not kill the horse.
'Cause it's gonna be you.
All right.
Gino,
So you guys-
what color horse did you have again? Was it black?
It's black.
I'll remember one time.
Can
Just
I get
just put an orange base on him, and then you'll know.
Can I
Go
get
ahead,
out of the
yeah.
cart and kind of walk a little bits away and cast mage armor?
Yeah.
Which
can.
then I have to do the.
Which, yep, you'll have to do a. You'll have to roll a d20 for me.
And one day I will finish painting your really cute cart.
Oh god.
I was like in my head. I'm like, I hope she rolls a 1 on this because this would be the fucking best.
I was about to say
time
I'm gonna
roll.
get out of the cart before I do it.
Oh my
so-
god! You roll a 1 in the
Ouch.
cart. The cart just explodes.
Oh god.
The cart turns into a giant frog.
You turn the cart into a giant Irish car bomb and just oh god.
Oh, hi.
I'm Irish too. It's okay.
I was there.
We're
All
all
right.
we're all Irish,
Yeah, that's true.
at least somewhat.
Of all of us.
It depends on how much you drink. That really determines how Irish you are.
See, they thought it was funny.
Um,
So where's everybody
awesome.
going?
Yeah, so this is kind of the space that you have. They're gonna come from this direction over here.
Wait, oh my god. Logan, I was looking at the picture I sent you and not this. I was like, where's the cart? I see the cart there. What's going
All right,
so-
if that's the case, I'm gonna churn the back of the cart to face where they're coming from.
Where are they coming?
Okay. They're coming from. They're gonna come from this way.
Okay. So like that. Cool. Improvised encounters. All right, where's everybody going?
Man,
I think Nessa was on top of the cart.
I'm kind of pointless at
Up on the
range.
roof.
I'm kind of like going behind the tree so that I wouldn't hurt anybody.
Which tree?
The one that you are next to.
Okay. So you're here. Hey Logan, real quick, the rage bonus, is that just for melee weapons or strength-based weapons?
Strength-based weapon.
Got it. So the crossbow that's dex, right?
It's a strength-based weapon. I believe. I don't think it's melee. Yeah, crossbow is dex.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you can use it on range as well, but I'll double check that right now.
What kind of undead and what do you want to put on the board?
'Cause zombies.
Okay, we haven't rolled
And
initiative
there will-
yet. And how many?
No, we haven't. There are. Let me run the encounter really quick. 1, 2,
75.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6. It looks like.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. My numbering was off because I forgot how many were in the. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm using skeletons because I realized I don't have colored bases for the zombies.
7.
Seven.
God.
Got
It says the number right next to the monsters in parentheses. I don't know why I didn't just look there. Fuck me.
Right now,
Should probably buy you a drink first.
it's not a lot on Twitch.
No, I'm pretty easy.
All right, there's your 7.
It's only melee attacks. It's not range attacks
Got it.
that you get the damage bonus. Okay.
Can I take a pop shot?
They're gonna get. We're gonna roll initiative before you guys have a chance to act. You guys will have. We're using the time that you guys took to kind of set up and get prepared as your first round, as like
Okay.
not necessarily the surprise round, but that will be essentially waiting for them to catch up because they are moving about 7 around as they start walking slowly, but then as they kind of catch a whiff of you guys and see that you guys are moving, they start to and kind of turn into the ones that you saw the night before were like just typical zombies. These are like the DayZ zombies,
The
20 days
runners.
later.
So-
with a sprint.
where they're starting to sprint toward y'all.
Uh-oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
So my plan regarding the wagon was to be taking like pot shots at them with my longbow as they approach. If they're
Okay.
going to be too close for that to be a thing, that's all right. I wasn't sure.
No.
I thought we'd have time.
I'll give you the ranged folks. If you guys want to make ranged, Gino, I'll give you 2 shots. Anybody else, I think for the most part, is 60 feet, so that's probably only going to be 1 shot. I think maybe Viago, you'd be the only other person who could take 2.
So I could take 2 because
Because
it's
you-
100 feet.
Because
For
you have... Oh,
crossbow.
no, 100 feet? No, you'd only 1.
Well, it's 100, 400. So I've never shot a bow before.
The 400, anything past 100 is disadvantaged. I don't think Viago would take shots at disadvantage.
No.
You could if you want to, but...
No, I'll just take one shot.
Okay. So everybody can get kind of one pot shot. Art, I don't know if you have anything that's super ranged. You're muted.
You're muted, love.
It helps when I can actually be heard. In the back of Juno's cart, does he have anything would be like decorative stones or pebbles or anything along those lines?
Yeah, there's a lot of priceless family heirlooms that have been created with gemstones or other just like nice rocks.
Are there any that are less nice?
There are rocks. Yeah, there would be rocks and stones that'd be used for like I have to like pound like I have to like grind up like some herbs and stuff. So there's definitely some stones and everything in there.
All right. Art will pick up a handful of them.
Okay. Roll a
And-
d10.
Roll a d10.
Wow.
You get 7 stones.
Great. Now, I know people are getting their attack. I'm assuming that this has to be an action, not a bonus action.
Well, you could use your bonus action to activate it, and then use your action.
Cool. Just needed to make sure I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
anyway,
a 14
Viago,
to hit. 14 to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Let me run initiative first, and then.
Because I bought a heavy crossbow, y'all.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
okay,
when you were like,
at
it's 100 and 400.
Before you do that, do me a favor and everybody roll initiative as well. So that way I have your initiative and can get started, because I can't adjust HP for these until I have initiative.
Fuck you.
Wow. That was a natural 20 for initiative.
Luck point. So rolling a luck point on that. Oh my god!
Ah!
All right.
No.
So Art, what was your total?
23.
23. Nessa,
17.
17. Mr. Zabani,
20.
20. Holy smokes. Viago,
How many luck points can I use on initiative?
you can only use a single luck point on to supplement a skill check. You could use inspiration if you have it.
Oh, that's a D6, right?
A d6, correct.
Ooh, a 6. So 3, 6, 9.
9. Awesome. And Thea.
16.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. And then I'm
Nice.
on a roll
Well done.
initiative for these guys.
By the way, for the third time I rolled a 2. So it was a 1, a 1, and a 2 for initiative.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So Viago, you said you hit? you
Uh,
got a 14?
14 to hit, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
5 points of piercing damage.
5 points of piercing damage. Awesome. Cool. And let's see. We'll go around in a circle. Thea, is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah. Can I pop around over here and I realized I don't have my cursor on. Hop around over here and shoot a firebolt at this guy.
Well, so this is going to be the round setting up to this initiative here.
Then I'm
So
gonna
essentially,
prepare so I can do that. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So when it's in range, which it will at the start of the turn, you'd be able to make that attack. So you can go ahead and roll.
Oh, okay.
But then you'll be right here on this side of the tree.
12.
12 will hit.
Oh, lit. Sorry, I don't have my. I was not prepared.
Okay.
6. Fire.
6 points of fire damage. Awesome. You watch as it splashes across one of the zombies, and it looks like it did a good amount of damage. Let's see who else. Art.
So Art picks up that handful of pebbles, scoops up 3 of them, and they glow with this white energy that gets imbued within them. And he takes them in his hand and chucks one of them at the nearest zombie.
Okay.
And that would be an 18 to hit.
An 18 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I think it's a double check. I think it's a D6. Yeah, D6.
A D6.
Yep. So that'll be 5 bludgeoning damage as the
5
rock just
bludgeoning damage.
hurls towards him at an unnatural speed.
Awesome. Gino.
You said I could get 2 longbow shots in before they.
Correct, because you
Okay.
got a little bit more range than most everybody else. Art, is that where you want to be?
I imagine Art was doing this actually from the back of the cart.
Okay, so I know Thea was over here on this side of the tree. Art, you can probably hop up next to Nessa.
Or that works too. Yeah, top of the cart works as well.
Oh, did you want to be underneath?
I was thinking from inside the cart, but top of the cart
Okay.
works fine too.
No, you can do that from the inside, totally. And then Gino, did you want to be on top of the cart or just near the cart?
No, I'd be on the. I'd probably skip over to this side just to like hold this end of it since we got people on that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and make your 2 attacks, please.
Excellent. I rolled earlier before we did initiative.
Yep.
I had 11 and 20.
An 11 and 20 both hit.
Oh, perfect. First one is 6 damage. Second is 10 damage.
Are you doing same target or different targets?
Same target. Just plug them. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Now we're gonna go to the top of the round. Art, you are up.
Do I get a range?
Oh, I'm
thing?
sorry. I'm sorry, Nessa. Yeah, do a range thing.
Excuse? All
I'm
right.
sorry. I don't have you guys. I don't have you guys. I haven't zoomed in on the combat, so I don't see your guys' faces and completely forgot about you. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Don't worry.
Forgive me.
I'm gonna do a roiling blood. Oh, sorry, I don't have my cursor on. These 3 boys, have they been hit at all?
What's the range on it? So for right now, this is what we're
right.
So this is what we're
Fully
setting up
ranged.
on. So this is what we're setting up for when combat starts. So this is what they'll be once they get to the first top of the round of combat. So they're still running at you guys at this point. So if you have something that's like
60 feet.
60 feet range, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You could probably get 3 of them. Yeah. So they need to make.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's a 15-foot sphere.
Okay.
So I must make a Constitution saving throw.
For each of them. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
DC
What's my DC? 13.
13. What's the stats for this thing? Okay, one succeeds. 2 succeeds, and I'm going to use an inspo for 3 to succeed.
Rats. Okay.
I rolled the max. I rolled the max that I needed on that inspo. Thank you, whoever gave me that inspo.
I have a really quick question. I guess I'm slightly confused. I wanted to make sure. The range for the firebolt is 120 feet. Does that mean I also would get a second one before?
You
they
could get
there?
you could get a second one, correct?
Okay. Sorry, I meant to ask that before.
Yeah, no, you can do that. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll a second attack.
Nah,
Okay.
you're good.
At least
I'm
Oh,
glad I brought it up.
So do me a favor.
Okay.
Roll me your damage die, please.
Got yourself any luck?
Nope.
Rats.
So. Oh god. Fortunately, my EDB just.
at least that wasn't a wild magic roll.
Correct.
What calls for the wild magic roll?
Actually, hang on. Luck and inspo to Nessa, Gino, and Thea.
Before?
Well, it happened. I just noticed it right now.
So can I use that?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
What was the roll? What was the roll on your damage die, by the way?
6.
Okay, you would have took 6 damage.
Oh, no true. So, I haven't done this in a while. It's the which one is the one that I have to take to re-roll?
D20.
The luck.
Or luck, I'm sorry,
Okay.
yes. Oh my gosh, it almost rolled on that one.
16.
I mean, that's
know.
16.
I mean, that's 2 ones. That means she takes double damage, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, so, yeah, 16 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
7.
7 points of damage. Awesome. I accidentally clicked heal on that guy, so now I'm going to put...
I've done that so many times.
Awesome.
Why
top
is this
of the
guy
round.
not dying?
Top of the round, Art.
Okay, so none of these figures have moved or anything yet, right?
They've finally gotten to this spot that you can see most of them, a couple of them running over this small little hill here, or this rock form here, another one running around the side, and these two kind of coming through that choke point.
Are they moving in our direction?
Yes. They're 100% charging at you guys.
Charging, you say? Okay.
Correct.
I don't like how he said that.
I don't either. I don't like whenever Art talks, I'm just like, oh god.
Whoever that is, so they like that's coming because I keep hearing laughing.
So seeing this group running towards us, Art is going to reach into one of his many pockets and pull out a duck with a button on it.
Oh Jesus!
And he's going to push the button and chuck it towards the crowd that's rushing towards us.
Okay. Can you show me where it's at, or point to where you're gonna throw it?
Let's say ideally it lands somewhere around here.
Okay. Solo, do you have something
How big?
that you could put there, like a will-o-wisp or something, just that way I can see it and I remember where it's at, like where it's at.
Where are you putting it, Art?
Where my cursor is, which is like right in front of the crowd.
I don't see your cursor.
Oh, and let me. That change anything for you? It's basically like right in front of the yeah, like right there. Perfect.
Cool. Awesome. Just that way I can see where it's at. Perfect. Cool. Anything else?
And as a bonus action, he is going to pull out that little club of his, knock it against his boot, and say "Shillelagh."
Awesome. As you ignite your shillelagh. Perfect. Moving at all or staying where you're at?
He's gonna hang tight.
And how many rounds does your grenade have before it goes off?
It
Or is
goes.
it just the start of the next turn?
It goes off at the start of my next turn.
Awesome. Cool. Gino, you're up.
Oh. I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it to go in or. I still only get 1 attack per action. Yeah, I don't have multi-attack yet, so I'm just gonna fire off my bow again.
Awesome.
Take one more shot. Which one did you put the damage on? Which one of these did I hit before with my?
I put it on. What color was it? I put it on the. Ooh, where was it at? The third one.
Okay, I'll just put it on
green.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll put another arrow in him, and then I'll put another arrow in him, and then I will move a little bit closer to the cart so that I can't get like completely surrounded.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and roll to attack.
that's
That's. You know what? Yeah.
that's a 15.
A 15 to hit. Yep, that hits.
Perfect.
And where are you going, Gino?
He's
10 damage. I'm gonna move just like a bit closer to the cart so that I can't get surrounded. Basically, like kind of getting on your flank. Yeah. That way we can only take a couple guys at a time.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I'm gonna drop the bow and get my rapier ready.
Awesome. Cool.
DM, would you have allowed me to, because I didn't say it, would you allow me to have raged as I put my crossbow away?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, no. I would if you would have wanted to do that.
I
would
should have said that.
say it. You also had a round kind of in between too, where you were reloading, like in the process of reloading and putting away the crossbow. so you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have thought of it. But all right, so the first one is going to run up. Orange here is going to run up on Gino, followed by White, who's going to run up on you, Viago. And the first of these husk zombies are going to, and as they do, they're charging at you. The first one on you, Gino, is going to be a, oh, fuck yeah. 19 plus 5, so 24 to hit.
Ugh. Yeah, that hits.
For 5 points of damage. And then he's going to swipe out with a second claw for a, how's a 16?
It matches.
Matches. So that'll hit for a total of 5 points of damage.
Man, these things have multi-attack and I don't yet.
The second one, or the one on you, Viago, is going to natural 20.
Luck point.
Okay. That's going to be a 7.
Does not hit.
then switch up die. Second attack is going to be a 23 to hit.
To me? Yeah, hits.
Nice. Okay, cool. And that one will be for 7 points of slashing damage.
Got it. Luck and inspo to Art, by the way. I tried to tag you, but you're not in.
Fucking.
Thank you.
Am I not in there anymore?
I didn't say you.
All right, I'm back in.
That's a
Cool.
great game.
After those two zombies is Nessa's turn.
Oh, lovely. All right. I'm gonna see these two zombies beating up on my friends, and I am going to do a blood scourge to Goldie over here.
Okay. What do I have to do for that?
I have to roll, and it's a +5.
Awesome.
Natural 20.
I'm gonna have you re-roll that
No.
as I spend one of my inspos.
Rude.
Hate it. Rude. Still 19. Suck it,
That-
zombie.
That hits, but it's not double damage, so I'll take it.
All right, great. So it's 1d6.
Oh, that was not savage and toxic. It was beautiful.
I can't use a luck point for damage, right?
You cannot. No.
All right. Well, then it's just 1 damage. I'll just
All right.
look intimidating.
So you cast it out. This little blood kind of pops off the side. It doesn't look like it really did a whole lot of damage to it. It's like a
Can
boil.
I try to pull its attention? I don't know if that's actually a thing. Like, can I be like, "Oh, you big ugly"?
Go ahead and give me a intimidation check.
All right. I don't think I'm very good at that, even though I'm a vampire. Let's see. Nope, I'm not good at it at all.
Thea, you're on deck.
It's 12.
A 12. I'll roll for
Fear
it.
me.
It doesn't seem, you don't seem to have pulled their attention at all.
Rats. All right.
Luck and inspo to Art.
Feeling the love tonight. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, guys, give me some love.
Someone has favorite. Alright.
Anything else, Nessa?
That's all I can do.
Awesome.
I'm
Thea.
gonna stay right where I am.
I am going to stick with my firebolt and go again to the same dude, who hopefully will die.
Okay.
Yay!
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Don't.
That's fine. We get them all now, and then
There you
you
go.
won't have them.
I'm out of
Use them
I'm out
up.
of that.
Use
I'm out
them
of them. I'm gonna use my last one. I'm gonna use my last
Natural
one.
20.
Oh, you had 3.
I did have 3. I
13.
used one. When did I use one? I did have 3. I put my other I have 1 left. My bad. You're right. I've only used 2. What was it? 13 will hit.
Lit.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I'm over here. 7 points of damage.
Yeah.
7 points of damage. All right.
That'll do.
That'll do,
Lovely.
donkey.
And he dies?
Cool. No, he did not die, but he does. You
Oh.
watch as his body continues. The fire kind of spreads and burns through some of the top layer of flesh. After your turn is going to be. I'm just going to go right down
Can
the
I use some
line.
of my movement and just back up just a wee bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just like directly so that I'm just, if they keep coming for me, directly behind me.
Okay. You want to go to like here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my mouse isn't on. Sorry.
You're good. Green is going to run toward you, Viago.
Does that trigger anything with the duck?
No, because it's on the next turn. Brown. Let's see how many are in between you and. Okay. Brown is going to run over this way toward. Actually, can
Yeah, these
35
things are
get
fast.
can 35 get him to art around this side?
Technically, Art should be inside the cart.
Oh, you're inside the cart,
Yeah, he's
right?
in-
Then never
he's in
mind.
the
He
cart, yeah.
never mind. He'd get. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. Can we put Art back out there?
So the first one is going to make 2 attacks on you, Viago.
Go for it.
The first one's going to be a dirty 20,
Hits.
and the second one is going to be a 15.
Just hits.
Just hits. So you're going to take, for the first one, you're going to take a whopping 4 points of damage, and the second one, you're going to take another 4 points of damage.
Word.
Gino, on you, the first one is going to be an 8.
I at least have an AC that high.
Cool. And then the second one is going to be, that's 12, but I'm going to use a luck die, which will bring that to 16.
That matches. Can I use a inspo to reduce yours by a D6?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a Vorpal D6 for me.
I only need a 1.
Awesome.
There.
So that one misses as well. So yeah, the first one runs up and slashes towards you, Viago, hitting you in the chest and the stomach area. The other one comes up to you, and you kind of whisper Gino Zabani, and the cape flutters, and you use that confusion. To duck and dive out of the arm's reach of this zombie. Viago, it is now your turn.
Cool beans. Would like to rage. Bonus action rage, and then I'm gonna take an attack.
Cool. On white or green?
Does one look more worse than the other?
I think. Let's see. Green does.
All right. So for green,
Okay, go for it.
natural 20, but
I'll give you that one.
ooh, I will show you just for D&D Beyond.
You know, D&D Beyond fucking loves you for some reason, and I don't know. I've rolled on D&D Beyond, and I've rolled garbage.
It has nothing to do because they're our sponsor.
Are they our sponsor now? Can I start doing Sam Riegel ads?
Not quite like that, but soon. I'm lost. Is it double damage?
Double damage. Double die.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't negate his 20.
I have
He's
one
trying-
left now. I have one of each left. I'm being
He's being more frugal.
frugal now.
Yeah.
You said
I
double
gotta put
die
a
or
log
double
on.
damage? I'm so confused.
Double die. Double
Double
die.
die.
I apologize.
So I just rolled 2d8, so that's 4 and 6. That is 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
16 points of damage. So you watch as it goes down, and then I'm going to do a DC 5 plus damage taken, Constitution saving throw. That's a natural 20. So as you pulverize this thing into the ground, you watch as it lays dead for a second, and then stands back up.
Second attack.
Great.
I'm gonna punch him right in the
You
face.
bonus action rage, so
I
you don't get a
did.
second attack.
I made mistakes. All right, that's fine.
I wouldn't call making sure that you're the tank a mistake, but
No, like I should have raged before we started, but that's fine. All right.
All right.
It's my turn.
Now this is where the fun begins. Blue will come over onto this side of you, Viago,
Cool.
and then can red and gray both get to Thea?
How much movement?
35.
The red one could probably do it. The gray one wouldn't.
Okay, red one can't. I'm gonna say, gray one will action dash and get there, but won't attack this turn. So red will we'll start with what I say, blue. Blue on you, Viago.
Yep. Also, when I see I see them rush towards her, right?
Correct. So green. That's gonna be a 22
Hits.
and a 14
Hits. Oh no, 14
for
misses.
the second.
Yeah.
14 misses. So for the first one, you'll take 7 points reduced to 3
Got it.
as it guts into you. But now, kind of raging and in this fury, you aren't taking the damage that you normally would. The one that can attack you, Thea, will make 2 attacks on you. The first being a 9, which I don't think hits,
No.
and the second being a 22.
Yikes.
I wish I could say no, but yeah, it does.
Awesome. So that second attack will do 5 points of slashing damage to you,
Okay.
as these 2 zombies are now right on top of you and kind of drooling and slobbering.
Lovely.
Back up to the top of the order. Art, is your turn.
So, Art, in a rare sense of compassion, was trying to make sure that the bomb was out of range of Viago and may have slightly miscalculated how fast these zombies moved. So, I'm not sure if they're even close enough, but tick, 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 tick.
Oh my god, he went wham.
What's the is it 5 foot radius?
5 foot.
That looks a little outside of 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Well,
Your compassion is noted, though.
Yep, compassion was his weakness.
Does it make them
So-
turn? I'm kidding.
Roll a d20.
I like
for
it.
me.
I like where your head's at. We'll make this Vorpal. Let's luck die that.
Luck die. Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. So
Hang on,
I'm gonna
hang on,
roll-
hang on, hang on, hang on.
Okay.
Just for giggles.
Oh.
So I'm gonna roll. How many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 around you. So I will roll for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need 10s or higher. So 1 will turn around, 2 will turn around. So 2 of the 5 will turn around. So can you turn brown, or can you turn white and green around for me, please?
Sure.
Because they would have been the closest to the bomb as it went off, so that would immediately pull their attention. Thank you. And then you still have your turn, Art.
Yes. So, is there anything else in this cart that looks like something Gino might not miss?
Make sure we go to like an antique store next time, Gino, and just give him like a basket.
There's like a kind of shitty.
Hopefully
oil
something not valuable, just something close by that's like small and light.
You want to catapult some swords or something?
Yeah, that might work.
I mean, there are still swords inside the cart that you haven't reaffixed, so you could probably grab one and do it if you wanted to.
Get it.
You know what? Sure. Art is going to roll a d20 first, because I'm going to see if his compassion's going to get in the way this time. Nope, he's going to just do it without thinking. He's going to grab the sword, and it's going to vibrate with this magical energy. He's going to take his shillelagh and just whack it, and it's going to go flying.
All right. At which
And-
one?
I'm gonna say it's going right in between Gino and Viago. I don't know which one that's gonna hit, but one of those.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. You got green, white, or brown you can pick from.
Great. Let's say green.
Okay. So that was, that was the one. Oh, that was the one you smashed, Viago. Okay.
So green needs to make a save of some sort. It is a dex save.
DC
14.
Well, it's a natural 20.
Can you luck that, please?
Yes, I will. That's a 19.
Damn.
Plus Dex is 0, so just a 19.
All right,
However,
well,
I'm guessing it will take half damage.
Nope.
Wait, what? What were you casting? Catapult?
Catapult.
There's no half damage on catapult?
Nope.
Fun.
That's why it's a powerful spell for low level, but it deals
because it's so much damage. Yeah,
but it
you're
deals
right.
no damage on a fail.
So you watch as this sword goes whizzing by and impales itself on this small little stone hill behind them. Anything else on your turn, Art?
God, this is not working today. I don't have a bonus action that I could do per se, but I do have a question about something.
Okay, go for it.
Would Art know anything about zombies?
You can roll. I'll give you an intelligence check.
I mean, I have a specific question about it, but we'll see how this plays out. So, comes out to an 11.
An 11. I'm gonna pull a solo here. Yeah, you know a little bit about zombies. What's your question?
Would I know how they fare against poison?
You would know that most zombies are typically immune to poison.
Cool.
And
Eddie knew that, just had to make sure that Art knew that.
Yeah, you'd know that most zombies are immune to being poisoned.
Cool.
And poison damage in general.
That's Art's turn.
Cool. Awesome. Mr. Zabani.
Okay. I'm gonna use Outrun the Reaper, which when an ally within 60 feet is injured, I gain a bonus action dash or disengage. I'm gonna use that to disengage. But all I'm gonna do with that disengage is I'm gonna slip around to the other side here, and kind of skewer these guys between this guy between Viago and I.
Okay.
Kind of lock him down from the other side. And then I'm also going to... Oh, also my Trollkin regeneration kicks in since I just took damage, so I recover 1 HP this round. I'm gonna get in there. So I'm gonna disengage bonus action, slip around to this spot. Oh, wait, I think that to this spot
right
solo.
Okay.
I'm gonna make an attack on the guy that I'm now flanking.
Brown. Okay.
Yeah, on Brown.
Go for it with advantage.
Yeah, I mean either one of those will probably hit. Yeah.
What were they?
I rolled a 16 and a 17, so it's like a 21.
Yeah, those both hit.
Cool. 6 damage.
All right.
Man, it's a gamble here. Let's Okay, yeah, I'm going to action surge,
Okay.
and then
Attack again.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna try to bury this guy. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a 21.
A 21. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Hey, that's not so bad. It's 11 damage on Brown.
11. So the 2 strikes that you do, you stab once, you stab twice. The first thing you notice is that these zombies are considerably tougher than the ones that you fought previously. However, the 2 attacks that you just did look like you carved this zombie up pretty good.
Okay. But he's still up.
But he's still up.
Alright, yeah, that's everything. That's all I got.
All right. Orange is going to... Hang on 1 second. Okay. I need... Is Orange gonna do that yet? Yeah, he'll do that. So I need Gino. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. As you watch as the one zombie to your right his body starts to bulge and grow and starts to stretch at the seams.
I'm gonna luck die that one.
And then
Oh yeah.
Brown needs to. Oh, it's what type of damage is it? Yeah, he's not gonna take that damage, so it doesn't matter. So what did you get?
20.
20. So as this zombie, his body starts to peel or kind of grow and bulge, and the skin starts to tighten, it pops in front of you. You're going to take 6 points of poison damage as its body erupts and the combination of its innards and whatever was keeping it alive spray across you.
Gross.
I hate zombies so much.
Brown is going to...
So is it dead now?
It is. That one is dead.
The
Orange
gold
is
one?
dead.
Orange is
Yeah,
dead.
or gold, whatever that one at the top is.
Yeah, sorry.
Orange is dead. Long live Orange. Ugh.
The other one is going to turn on Viago, or Brown is going to continue its attack on Viago. The first attack being a natural 20.
Full luck point.
All right. It's a 19 for a 24.
Hits.
Jason from Critical Dice, thank you for these amazing dice that are
Every
helping
single
me.
one of those nat 20s has turned into a 19 on a luck reroll.
It's been lucky. It's been lucky. So first attack's gonna be a 19. A second attack is going to be a 2 for a 7.
Got it.
So you'll take half damage of this, which is 8 points reduced to 4.
Should I take 4 points of damage?
Correct.
Got it.
Nessa, your turn.
Lovely. So from where I am, would a jump from like here onto the gray guy be a very far, or do you think I'd be able to do it?
No, you. What's
It
your
looks like
what's your
10
strength?
feet.
What's your strength modifier? Or your strength score? I'm sorry.
My strength. Sorry.
Wait, what happened? Did I get
it's-
some more luck? Oh. I'm sorry,
it's
I'm watching
12.
chat.
It's 12
A
plus
tw-
1.
A 12? Yeah, you can get there.
All right, brilliant. So I want to take a flying leap onto my gray friend here, and when I land, I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds upon him.
Wounds? Okay, go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Okay, so that is a 15 plus 5, dirty 20.
A dirty 20 will hit.
Mm-hmm. All right, lovely. So that is 3d10. $16 points of damage on that boy.
All right. As you land, you use your boot to cast inflict wounds as you kind of like drop kick him from the top rope, and you watch as the necrotic energy starts to go over its face and its body, and it starts to decay and shrivel. It's still up, but you did a considerable amount of damage to it.
Okay, Okay, grand. And I still have a bonus action, correct?
Correct.
Then I am going to use my bonus action to use my my bite attack upon him.
I don't know. Is that a bonus action?
My bonus actions are spiritual bite.
Okay. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll that. I want to double check it real quick.
It has to be like immobilized.
Yeah. So I figured if I was on top of it, I could bite it as a bonus.
I believe it's like it would have to be restrained. Let me look at the wording on it.
Restrained or grappled.
Does it say that on there?
Restrained, grappled, paralyzed, charmed, incapacitated, or willing.
Is it willing?
I would imagine an undead creature is not willing. No.
Right.
I mean, they don't
So
have
you-
free will, so.
Yeah.
No, I'd still.
that is
I'd
quite
still-
the
I'd
conundrum.
still-
Paralyzed, charmed, incapacitated, restrained, or grappled within 5 feet of you has blood.
Yeah.
Make
So
use your
yeah,
bonus
you wouldn't.
action.
You wouldn't be able to because it's not considered restrained in any way,
Okay.
and it's not going
Um,
to willfully let you drink its blood.
I mean that's fair.
It's dirty.
Um,
Stop it. Stop it.
No. Then I guess may I cast my spiritual weapon?
You can. What does your spiritual weapon look like? Because it's the first time you've cast spiritual weapon, right?
Yeah, girl. So since I am a follower of the moon bow, I would like my spiritual weapon to look like a half moon, not even a half moon, like a crescent moon boomerang that I wing towards my blue friend right here.
Okay.
So by boomerang you mean a bow, right?
Sure. A moon bow.
Moon bow.
Alright.
I like it.
And so that is a 15 to hit.
A 15 to hit. That will hit.
Bangarang. Alright.
Aw, thank you. Thank you for another. Definitely not Wolvalizer. Thank you for another D6 inspo and a luck point.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, it's 10 points of damage to that boy.
10 points of damage to that boy. Thank you. That's okay.
And since my first time casting my spiritual weapon, it stays in the space, correct?
Correct. You can't move it
It
until your
hits
next
him.
turn.
And I can win next turn. Thank
Yep.
you.
Bonus action next turn, you can move it.
All right, great. As a free action, I'm gonna hiss at the one in the red one near Taya.
Awesome. Thea, your turn.
I am going to reach out to the red one and do shocking grasp. Are they wearing any metal on them?
No, they are not.
Okay.
An 11 will hit.
Get out.
Are you hitting gray or are you hitting gray or red?
Red.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I didn't think it was gonna hit. Sorry.
Yeah, these guys have pretty low AC.
Nailed it. 1.
1 point of damage. That's a cantrip, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, cool. Just double checking. So you reach out and you watch as the lightning goes through him. You thought it would do a little bit more damage, but unfortunately your spellcasting is, I don't know, there's something off about it today. As you reach out toward this thing. Anything else is your bonus action.
No, I don't think so. No. So that's it.
Awesome. After your turn, that guy. So green is going to keep on you, Senor Solo.
He doesn't want to keep looking out into where the boom was. He wants.
Oh,
to
yeah, he was the one that was. Yeah, I'm sorry. Green and white were confused. So he's going to roll, and I'll do a 4. for this. He's gonna
I love
roll
just
a 4
throwing
for
random
D20.
things out there.
And he's going to realize, he's going to see that there's, actually, what are their wisdom? Wisdom is -2, so that's a 13. He's going to stay where he's at, but he's going to continue looking out this way and see if there's anything there.
Yes.
The other guy, however, who I believe was white, is going to attack you, Gino.
Ugh.
Actually, white was there too. I'm sorry. White was the other guy. Let's roll for white. You know what? That's a 16 -2 for 14.
How about can I throw a d6 against that?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't want this. I don't
So
want
much
this.
dice.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
get
you.
down there.
Fuck you.
I don't
so
want this.
So 16 -2 would have been 14 -6 would be 9. So he's staring out into space as well.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, cool. There goes 2 zombies, 4 attacks. Viago, your turn.
You are benevolent DM. We appreciate you.
Oh shit! I could have. Nah, damn it. Whatever.
The one in blue. How does he look?
The one in blue is starting to look rough.
Got it. And how's green look?
Green was the one that you
Oh, I
yeeted, and then he came back to life. So green is looking mighty messed up.
got it. First attack on blue.
Go for it.
18 to hit.
18 will hit.
That is 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2 is 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Please make a strength saving throw. 'Cause I forgot to do this last time.
10 damage. Strength saving throw is a 3 plus 3, so 6.
6. So I knock him back 5 feet, and then I step in his space that he was in.
Okay.
Does that
So,
take
yeah.
me out of combat with the green one, or no?
It would have moved 5 feet that way. You'd still kind of be base to base with green.
Ooh. How's blue looking now?
He's looking considerably worse. You're thinking maybe one more solid hit will
Got
do the
it.
trick.
But Gino's
Maybe
got
2, depending.
3 on him, so I'm gonna pop green.
Okay, go for it.
Why is it not working? Work! What are you doing? Push the button. 14 to hit.
14 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
6 on the die, so 6 points of bludgeoning.
6 on the die. What do I need to do that for that again? I need to roll a d20, 5 plus damage taken, so 5 plus, how much did you just say? 6? So I need to roll an 11 or higher.
Oh, that's 6 plus 2 was raging, so 8. Sorry.
8. So 8
Forgot
plus
I'm
5 is what? 13? And I rolled... It's a Constitution saving throw, so that's... Oh, wow. That's a plus 3, so that's only a 11. So he fails, so green is now dead.
Okay.
Anything else for your turn?
How's Gino looking?
I'm looking roughly 50% of my best.
All right.
Yeah, you get a luck in an inspo.
I'll probably stay where I'm at then.
Okay. Awesome. So, following that, blue is going to take 2 swipes on you. The first, a dirty 20, or no, 21.
I don't think she heard you.
Nothing. Oh no, it was on you, Viago.
Oh,
21.
on me. I thought you said Thea. Yeah,
Yes.
what was it?
No,
Thiago.
a 21.
Yes, that is.
Thiago. And then the second one is going to be a that's going to miss because it's only going to be a 7.
Yeah, that misses.
But you will take 8 points of damage reduced to 4.
Okay.
And then you guys watch as Gray, Thea, and Nessa starts to bulge like a swollen, like pimple almost, and begin to pop. I need the two of you to make Constitution saving throws for me, please.
Is it a boomer?
Ew.
Is it a boomer?
It's a boomer.
God, I love that game.
I hate when the boomers make me have to save the Constitution.
I was gonna make a COVID joke, but I stopped.
Well, they are within 5 feet, which is the
6
radius
feet
for
back.
this boom.
14.
14, okay. And Thea?
Muted.
You're mute.
You muted, love.
Sorry. The Tides of Chaos. Do I have to? Am I able to? Do I have to do that before or after I roll? Or am I allowed
You
to
can
after?
you can do that after your first, like after the roll, but before I say anything.
Cool. I'm doing it again then.
Okay. Thea, you said 14?
I hadn't said anything
Next.
yet. I just.
Or I'm sorry, Nessa, you said 14?
14.
How's a 10 sound?
Ow, ouchies. It sounds like it hurts to me.
I have 17.
A 17?
Oh,
I got
a 10 to
one more.
hit?
No, a 10 for your saving throw is now a 10.
My saving throw is now a 10.
Correct.
That sounds like an ouchie. Can I
Thea,
use a luck point to reroll?
I'll give it to you.
Alright.
Viago, you get a luck in inspo. You already saw.
You see the healing potion too?
No, who'd it go to?
Me.
Oh, to you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Viago's the one that needs healing. All right.
Hey!
It's still a static -4, though. That rolls over.
Yeah, alright. It's still a 15.
A 15? Okay. Okay, so you'll take half, and Thea, you'll also take half of this. So you'll
Did I
both
hit
take...
it?
Yeah,
Oh,
so when it
I
pops...
thought you were making me re-roll. That's why I was confused for a second.
No. I was gonna make you re-roll your saving throw, but I decided not to. But so it pops, and the two of you take 6 points of damage as this thing explodes. Gray is now off the field solo. Red is going to continue its assault on you, Thea, with 2 attacks. The first being a 12.
Does not hit.
I'm gonna re-roll that one. That's a 16.
Can I use a luck on you?
You can.
No, you know what? Oh, I was gonna say I'm inspo instead, but YOLO.
Oh, you want to use it? You can use inspo.
Yeah, and that'd be great. I would like to do
So
that.
that's a what I say was 16. A 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So much dice
Go ahead and roll your
shenanigans.
I know. All this luck and inspo.
Sorry, I'm just removing it.
This is only for the first attack too. I don't know.
Yay!
Ooh, 6. So now that's a 9, so that for sure misses. And then the second attack is going to be. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, didn't you already roll two
That was
attack?
that was
was
Yeah.
the second attack.
Oh, what was the?
You
No,
had,
no,
like,
no.
a-
That was the first
you-
one. The first one missed, so I re-rolled it, and then you are using your inspo against it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
misunderstood.
used my last luck die on it, and then you
Oh,
rolled your
oh.
inspo against that, so it still has one more attack.
All right.
Which was a there's a 7 on the die for a total of 12.
Does not hit.
Awesome. So it swings out to you, and you manage, like, your mage armor is just deflecting it at this point. Let's see, top of the round, Art.
Question: is it an action to hand someone something?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
It's an action to hand something, like using an object is an action, or like feeding somebody a healing potion or something like that.
Not using an object, just literally handing it to someone.
Yeah, because it's still the action of you reaching out to give them that object,
Okay.
which would be taking up your time.
Just kill him.
All right. That's fine. Yeah. So currently it looks like Vioko and Gino are the only two people that Art would be able to see from inside the cart. Between the two of them, who looks worse right now?
Or Gino, maybe.
Probably. I mean, you're raging, so most of your damage has been cut down. You've taken more hits, but you also have a bigger health. I probably look rougher.
Yeah, he looks
I'd say
rougher.
Gino looks rougher.
Yeah.
Okay, so since this is going to take an action, I can't do the full extent of what I was going to try to do, but he's going to do this anyway. Art is going to leap from the cart and run past the brown zombie to hand Gino something.
Okay. Are you gonna stay within melee? Are you gonna stay within melee range on this side? If you go all the way around and get to where Solo put you, it'll be an attack of opportunity.
Yes, I'm gonna keep going, so I'll take the attack of opportunity, and I'm gonna use my reaction to use my goblin nimbleness to impose disadvantage on that.
What are you handing him out of curiosity?
Something.
14.
14 will not hit.
Will not hit. Awesome. So he lashes out to you, and you just duck underneath. And
Because isn't it an action to pour something in someone's mouth too?
yes, using an item, whether it's giving it to it, like basically interacting with an item with another person, is an action.
Right, which is why I was asking. So, Art is going to reach up to Gino, and he's going to hold out the flask with the wolf on it, and say, "You should drink this."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Anything
then,
as a bonus
and then
action?
I mean, I'll
You-
take it.
take it, and then Art will continue moving this way towards these bushes here, and then turn around, remembering something almost as an afterthought. He pulls out his megaphone candle, aims it at Gino, and
All right. Go ahead and roll your healing scream.
Oh my god.
Gino, your blood boils upon hearing this blood-curdling scream, and you feel like you feel suddenly just startled almost to invigoration as you heal for 7 HP.
I'll take it. Not that I have a choice.
Startled to invigoration.
And that's all for you, Art. So Gino, it's your turn.
All right. So the white zombie is still looking the other way, yeah?
White side.
Correct.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to. I guess first off, I'm gonna make another attack on Brown because Brown looks rough, right? Like Brown is one
Oh,
of.
he's not gonna drink the potion.
Brown looks. I mean, he still has his bonus action. Brown is looking rough. Yeah, I mean, you did a good amount of damage to him in the beginning.
I'm gonna put this man back in the ground with an 11, which
An 11 will hit.
hits. Which I know hits. All right.
Yep. Yeah, 11 hits. You guys haven't found AC yet.
Hey, and that's 11 damage right there.
11 damage. As you stab into him, you do quite a bit of damage, and he takes the blow, and you watch as pus and stuff comes out of the wound. He's still standing, and you think one more good shot will put him out of his misery, or at least cause that flip of the switch of him falling and coming back. You still have your bonus action. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I'm gonna pop this potion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Art, can you explain
I'm
what the
so
potion
excited.
does for
So-
our Marabu friend?
So you drink it, it's very frothy and bubbly as you drink it down, and you get this weird tingling sensation inside you as it trickles down your throat. That is a 2. It is going to...
Oh god.
Suddenly, you feel a tremble in your feet, and you feel like you just have this urge to move. You're now able to move 10 feet faster for the next hour.
All right.
He didn't die.
He didn't die. That's good news.
This
Die.
time. This time.
Yeah.
I could have done so much
Just
better.
waiting.
That was your
Or
bonus
wait to
action.
accidentally poison someone.
That was my turn. Yeah. That's
Yep. So Brown is going to turn on to you.
yeah, of course he is.
And take two swings at you still. One of them is going to be a 10, so that'll miss, and the other one's going to be a 21.
No, it's not. You're gonna have to re-roll that.
That's going to be that's going to be with modifier a 19.
No, it's not. You're gonna have to subtract a d6 from it.
Okay.
Why did the rerolls?
So that's
keep
an
happening?
18.
Yeah, this still hits.
Okay, you're going to take 6 points of slashing damage as it guts into your chest. Did you account for your Marbu regeneration or your troll generation?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Awesome.
It's 1 HP around, so it's nothing.
Hey,
big, but, like,
you know, it's still 1
Every little bit
HP. It
helps.
could be helpful.
it's still something.
Nessa, it's your turn.
It helps when you're unconscious.
All right, lovely.
think it
So I would like to draw my rapier, close the gap here, and stab the red one.
Go for it.
Stab. All right, lovely. Sorry, my thing went to sleep. All right, lovely. Let's do that. Ooh. Oh yeah, no, that's a 12 to hit.
A 12 will hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
All right, lovely. All right, 1d4.
Rapier's a D8. Rapier's a D8.
Oh, a d8. Yes. What am I reading? I'm sorry.
Dagger, probably dagger.
I'm dagger. Yep, that's exactly what I was doing.
3.
Well, so that's 5 points of damage, and then for my bonus action, how does my blue friend over here look?
He's looking pretty messed up. Do you think maybe if you could hit with your
my
spiritual
my
weapon,
moonerang?
you might be able to get him? Yeah.
I would like to moonerang his ass.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Does it like curve? Does it make him curve like he has scoliosis? Like
Oh my
I think it
God.
curls around him and
Alright.
just sort of stabs with the pointy ends.
I understood what Logan meant. My brain.
you're welcome.
Wow.
You're welcome.
I
Oh God, I love you, man.
Alright, let's see here. It's an 11 to hit.
An 11 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Oh god, I fucking hate myself.
Sleep deprivation.
7 points of damage.
7 points of
7 on
damage.
Blue one.
You hit it, and it looks for a second. You like lop off part of its arm, and it looks for a second like it's gonna fall, but it doesn't. It's right there. That's your turn, Thea.
I am going to do the shocking grasp again on this red dude.
Go for it.
17.
17 will hit.
D8.
Hey.
7
Yay.
points of damage.
7 points of damage. You shock him. Where's his stats at? You shock him, and you watch as the electric goes through him, and he kind of jolts for a second, and he's still staring at you while it's going on. It hurts him considerably. He's kind of right on the cusp. I think maybe from you, if you and Thea can tag team him, you probably can get him next time.
That's all I got.
All right.
So,
After Thea, the only one who is remaining is White, who at this point is going to 100%. Yep, that was high enough. He's going to. I'm gonna make this fair. Oh, I didn't say it. All right, I'm gonna re-roll. On a 1 or 2, it's Viago. On a 3 or 4, it's you, Gino. I'll do best. Oh shit! All right, 2-1. He wants Viago. So White's gonna go after you, Viago. and
I'm
make 2 attacks.
gonna stab that dude in the back of the head as he walks away from me.
Of course, go for it. This
All
guy
right.
has only taken one real hit from any of you guys, and it was right in the beginning as they were all charging up.
Make that 2.
Is
2.
Gino
Go ahead and
suddenly
roll.
from Jersey? What's going on here?
Yep.
Hey, get over here. Hey, get over here, you big shambler. Come on.
Gino
All right.
Zamboni?
My name's Gino Zamboni.
Zamboni. It's Zeno Zamboni. He takes
It's the
kneecaps.
great Bambino. It's the
Gotta-
great Bambino. How
Hey,
much
come
damage?
on. Move on already. I got to get the rink ready for the devil. The Devils that are the Jersey team.
I don't
have no
know.
idea.
I don't even go to that. I don't even go to that
Flyers in
state.
Philadelphia.
Who
I think
watches
it's
hockey?
New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, it's New Jersey Devils. It's Philadelphia Flyers. Yeah. First of all, hockey's a great sport.
I know it is. I'm just
Puckball. What was your total damage? Because yeah, sick. All right, cool. Yeah, he's still coming at you though, Viago. That's going to be a natural 20 and a dirty and a 19.
We rolled a natural 20.
That's going to be a 19. So you'll have 2 19s on.
Not to be that guy, but aren't you flanking?
Oh, I am flanking.
That means
So
you
the
get
first
disadvantage.
the first one would have been
It's a 19
Then-
to hit.
would have been a 19. Okay, so the second one would have been 16.
Hits.
Okay. So you'll take half of this damage.
Do it slowly for me.
All right. You'll take 4 reduced to 2
Got it.
and 6 reduced to 3.
Got it.
Yikes.
I should have put an extra burster in there. What? It is now your turn, Viago.
White hasn't been touched yet.
White has been hit twice and is looking, but still looking pretty fresh compared to all the other ones. Yes.
Even though I messed up his behind face.
Even though you messed up his behind face.
I'm
Yes.
gonna. Yeah, I'll take my first shot on him.
Okay.
It's a 19 on the die. 25 to hit.
Yep. Go
And
ahead.
that's 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 2, 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
12 points of bludgeoning damage. All right. He's up, but he's looking a little bit more worse for wear.
Does blue go after me?
Blue goes after you, correct?
But he still looks more dangerous than blue.
He looks more dangerous than blue.
But if I was gonna pop shot somebody, you know what? No, I'm gonna take the second shot on him.
On white, still?
Yeah, that's a dirty
Okay.
20 to hit,
Yep, go for it.
and 7 on the die plus 2 is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 point. That's with your strength.
What's that?
Did you added your strength to that?
No. It's 7 on the die plus 2 for raging.
it's. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's your bonus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
So 9 points of damage.
Yep.
Looking at the two, they both look kind of similar health-wise. They're both pretty beaten up. Parts of their jaws and stomachs and stuff are missing. The one looks like scoliosis from the boomerang, just like a giant arch in the center of him.
So
Yeah.
dirty.
Love
it.
All right, moving on to the final 3. So blue is going to make 2 attacks on you, Viago. Still with advantage.
Why does he have advantage?
Wait, did I? No, Nessa and yeah, okay. Nessa and Theo just both went. Okay.
Yeah.
He gets advantage because he's blue's flanking. He's on the opposite side of white.
But I'm facing him. Does he still get flanking damage?
Yeah, because you're
Okay.
still
Okay.
occupied with going back and forth.
Got it.
So the first attack, a 14
Misses.
to hit, and the second attack, green die, is going to be a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. For 5 reduced to 2
Okay.
points of damage. And then red is going to take, let's see, on a 1 or 2, it's going to go for Nessa. 3 or 4, it's going to go for Thea. All right, it's going to make both attacks on Thea. The first one's going to be a 15.
Yeah.
Do you have any luck or inspo?
I'm trying to see what my D&D on is frozen. I
Okay.
don't remember. I think I do, but I don't recall. There we go. I do have it in a inspo, so I will take and I will do that.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a d6. So that's a 12 now.
No.
That misses.
Get out,
Second
get out.
attack.
Watch this be like a 20.
Second attack is going to be a 14 to hit.
That matches.
That matches. So you will take 9 points of damage as I roll max damage from that slash.
Okay.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, you still up?
Barely.
Okay.
Oh, buddy. All right.
All right.
Oh wow.
We're going to Valhalla
Art.
together.
Art, go ahead.
Oh, we're back to me. All right. So, seeing this zombie beaten up on his business partner, Art is going to charge forward with a rage of fury with his club in hand and run on down around behind Brown Zombie here and swing that shillelagh club right at his behind. The meanwhile shouting, "Gino's a bunny!"
All right. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll an attack, please. And remember, this is with your intelligence modifier because of your shillelagh.
Yes. On that note, do I happen to get flanking because I'm within
You
5
do
feet?
you do get flanking because you are. I would imagine you would have put yourself in an advantageous position back here.
I was thinking right behind him, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you do?
So that will be a. What is this? That'll be a 24 to hit,
A 24 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
which is a D8, right? For
D8.
shillelagh?
Yes. A
Yeah.
D8 plus your intelligence modifier.
Which I believe, if I recall correctly, is +4. Yep. So that will be 9 points of magical bludgeoning damage
9 points of damage. So you hit
to
him.
his
and you walk-
behind.
You smack him in his behind, and he falls forward onto Gino Zabani, making his Constitution save and saving because he had exactly 9 HP left. So he comes back to life, staggering in front. But this time, when he stands up, he turns and looks toward you, Gino. Yeah.
The most important thing, since I don't have really much else that... I'm just to say it this way. Art is going to use his bonus action to see if he said it correctly to make Gino's cloak fly.
You look over, and you do not see the cloak fluttering. You said it. You thought you had the right kind of tone and pitch and passion, but you're not quite sure.
Gino rolls his eyes and under his breath goes, "Gino's a bunny."
I'll allow that as your reaction. Yes, 100%. Gino, it's now your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna see what's going on over on the other side there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my attack on Brown real quick.
Go for it.
Just because that's advantageous and he's distracted and all that.
Yep.
First roll's a 16. That was the best one. So 21 to hit.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
10 damage.
10 damage, so that's -9, so I need to roll a 14 or higher on the con save. And that fails, so Brown is dead.
Okay.
Yay.
Finally.
I have at least one ally within 60 feet that is injured, correct?
You have multiple allies within 60 feet who are injured, yes.
Cool. So with the +10 that I'm getting on movement, and then also I can use Outrun, since I don't have to disengage now, I can use my bonus action to dash instead. I'm going to loop around this field and get into a flanking position behind Red.
Go for it. Yeah, you can 100% do that.
Yeah, because my movement is 80 right now.
Yep. Yeah, you can 100% do that.
I don't have a way to attack right now, but I'm just going to get in flanking position. Yeah.
Awesome. So dead. Yes, no, you can.
Don't worry, I'll take care of these.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about you.
I'm fine. I got it. I am going to reach out and touch Thea and cast Cure Wounds upon her.
Okay.
Reach
So
out
that is
and touch.
8 points of damage. 8 points of healing. Sorry. And I am going to. So blue looks like he's on his last legs. How's white looking?
White is looking similar, but for both of those, you haven't knocked them on like that unconscious where they pop back up yet.
Until they, yeah.
Yep.
All right, then I guess I'm gonna moonerang this guy as my bonus action.
My heart is in my chest right now, guys. Or in my fucking throat. Not my chest, of course. My heart is in my chest. Jesus.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
That's where it belongs. It shouldn't be anything else.
I'm starting to get tired, and something may possibly happen in the next minute that I don't want. That I have an idea like that may something may happen in the next minute, and it's just like the tiredness plus the anxiety over that happening has me like at an all-time high right now. It's great.
It's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, which one, blue or brown?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, go ahead and
Since he's
roll
right there.
damage.
Viago has accepted becoming zombie Viago, and bad things will happen.
I'm trying my best. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage, so that'll be -7. So let's see if he comes back. So I need 7 plus. I need to get higher than a 12, and that is another fail. So blue is off the field.
Yes.
Cool beans.
All right, Thea.
Red is still there too, right?
Red is there and white is there.
Got it.
I'm gonna try and do shocking grasp again.
All right, you have advantage. You have advantage because of flanking.
Oh, delightful.
Oh boy.
That's a
I got
big
that
oof.
5, so a 10.
A 10 misses. Or actually, no. I'm sorry. A 10 hits. 10 is AC. It meets AC.
AC.
Give me an 8. 5.
5. You watch as you hit this thing again. You are like constantly like clear, and like this thing just won't. This thing just won't go down.
This is literally the only guy I've attacked the whole time.
Yeah, you've actually and yeah, you've been attacking him since the very beginning with firebolts and everything. All right,
Let him live at this point. That's all.
White.
I'm dead.
is gonna take 2 swipes on you, Viago.
Do it.
Oh my fucking god!
20.
Luck point.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, thank God.
It's only fair.
All right. I'm gonna show you so you can see fairness.
I
Apologize.
swear
for
to
my-
God, if it's a 19.
It's not a 19. Can you see the die? It's a 15. It's right here.
It's a
It's a
15?
15.
Yeah.
No, a dirty 20.
Believe
So
me.
dirty 20.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you because I'm gonna roll damage die.
Go for it.
That's gonna be a 9 points of damage reduced to 4.
Stone's Endurance.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Oh, that's a D20.
And that's for negating. That's for negating damage, correct?
Yeah, it's 12 plus con. So that's a 9 on the die plus 3, so 12 points. So I don't take
Okay,
any
so you
damage.
negate. So you don't take any damage. Second attack is another dirty 20.
Luck point.
Does a 14 hit you?
14 misses.
All right. All right. Viago, it's your turn.
It's my turn. Hello. How bad does this dude look?
He's on his last legs, but he also hasn't done the pop back up thing.
So I have to hit him really
So
hard?
like you haven't brought him. You have to hit him. You would know that zombies, you have to pop real good.
Okay. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 plus 4, that's 12 plus 2, 14.
14. He has 12 hit points left, so that means that will be what? 9, -9. So I have to get higher than a 14. I need to get higher than a 14 in order for him to pop back up. No, I'm gonna use the green one. This green one's my good one.
Yes.
What's his con? His con's a +3. That's only a 10. So white is off the board.
Full movement, running around the tree. It's about there. Use my bonus action to pop him.
Go ahead.
Is that flanking?
Correct.
With 4 people surrounding him, I would hope so.
Dear God.
This is like a repeat of last
So,
time.
22. Just see if I get a natural 20. No, same thing. So 22 to hit.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and can you please make a strength saving throw?
A strength saving throw would be an 11.
Which fails. So the attempt would be to punch it, so none of my friends are in melee, and I would take its spot. If that was possible.
Well, if you're punching it in a straight line, it would go this way, so it'd still be near Thea. Like you can't really direct. It's like pretty much you're punching it in a straight line.
I'd still do that.
First punch.
And then you fill the spot.
Yeah.
Does that count as leaving my engagement?
So forced movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
It has to be that when you move.
It has to move on its own in order for an opportunity attack to be made. Forced movement does not count.
But
Okay,
but 7, he's still up though. 7 points of damage.
I need to roll the con save because you rolled exactly how much HP he had left.
Oh,
So I
that's
need a
weird.
5 or higher, and that's a 10. So you punch him, and he goes down, but he and stands back up.
Okay.
And pushing him back, and he kind of falls prone as he does, and stands back up. The only thing he sees in front of him at this point is you, imposing yourself in front of your friends. He's going to make 2 attacks on you, Viago. First one is a 15 to hit.
Can I use a D? How are you doing the D6 thing? I just roll.
A D6 would roll and subtract it from the roll,
I got a 1.
which I don't know if that's technically a 1, so that would be a, what'd I say?
You said
15?
15, so it's 14. So
So
that
that'd be
misses.
14. And the second one will be a +5, 17.
17. Okay, I'll do another one. 17 minus 5.
12.
That misses.
All right, that misses. All right, so he misses both attacks. Art, it's your turn.
Art sees the remaining red zombie? Question mark.
You can,
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You at this point see all of your friends around this zombie, correct?
So Art is still riding the high from swinging his shillelagh up the behind of that last zombie. He is going to look in the direction of that thing, calculate the math in his head, take one of those remaining glowing pebbles, chuck it in the air, and swing his shillelagh at it to smack it towards this zombie.
Okay.
That's flavor on top of a magic stone is what he's doing.
Yeah. Go for it. He's gonna have a slight cover because of where he's at, but you will be able to still make the shot.
I'm gonna use luck on that. That's better. Just for giggles, we're gonna throw an inspiration on top of that as well because I have it. So that'll be that's gonna be a 21 to hit.
Is it over a 12? Then yeah, it hits.
21, yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, that is going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
7 bludgeoning damage, so I need to get a 11 or higher. That's only going to be an 8. So how do you, or actually decide? I keep wanting to say fucking, how do you want to do it? Decide this creature's fate. And that's
So,
fine.
as it's standing back up, Art does the calculations in his head, swings, rock flies towards the zombie, goes straight through its eye socket and back out through the back of its skull.
And I rolled a natural 20 on that perception, and as the rock goes whizzing by, Gino's like, that looks familiar. Um,
It looks like a ruby worth like 15 gold pieces.
great.
Okay. I know that
And
now.
as the zombie falls, a lot of you, not really wasting any time, quickly hop back into the cart and head toward Helm's Hold. As you approach, and the wagon, you guys are pretty much hauling ass there, you watch as over the hill from toward the mountain, you see another group of something coming your way. Larger than the group that you initially fought. However, as you approach the gate, you watch or you hear a creaking, and the gates swing open, and the cart goes flying through. Healing potion for Thea and Viago.
Thank you.
The gate closes behind you and slams shut. And as you take a moment to kind of breathe that sigh of relief, that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
They're all still zombies inside.
So many zombies.
Let's hope not.
2 points away.
The gate opened for it.
2 points away.
I'm not going to say what would have happened because there are still plenty of these that you can face from here on out. But
Maybe I don't
Aye.
play Russian roulette next time, eh?
there were.
Oh my god.
Thankfully,
If we-
you all had a lot of inspos and a lot of luck points.
Seriously,
Or else-
thank
Would've
you
gone
everyone
very
who gave
differently.
those. Those were
Or else
clutch.
things would have went
Thank
severely
you.
differently.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. Our next game, tentatively, we may have one in the interim, in this month interim, in between things. There's a really big project, an exciting project that should be coming in a couple weeks when Kantor normally would be. So for right now, Kantor will not be that week. So the next one, I believe, is October 20 something or other. Why I should have had this pulled up. I don't have my calendar. October 23rd will be the next Kantor Chronicles. Something happens, or I have to check my schedule and see what's going on still, see if we can squeeze one in. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in,
Yes,
and
thank you.
have a good weekend. Stay safe, social distance, wear a mask, and please fucking register to vote. I swear to God, if you don't, I'm gonna come over to your house and smack you. Actually, I'm not gonna do that because I need to social distance. But you get the point.
But you can mail it and support the USPS with
Yes.
So
Yes.
mail the flap.
100%. Yes.
Yes.
And apparently,
Yeah.
it's really easy to vote multiple times if you want to make sure you win. So do that.
You know, it's funny you say
Don't
that. I
even
keep
joke.
getting things about from. Never mind.
Mail-in ballots don't matter,
It's too
guys.
important.
No, I'm kidding. Vote.
It's too important.
Man.
And we are, point of order, we are 8 followers away from 4,000.
Ah,
That is
oh my
awesome.
god.
Hey guys, please get 4 people on to do it right now. So that way we can celebrate. No.
Oh my god.
Please, please.
But yes, thank you, Logan. That was awesome. Thank you to all the fans for the potions
thank
and
you
inspo
guys.
and stuff. Bad things
you.
probably would have happened if you hadn't. Make sure you hear the
Oh,
next
a lot
time
of,
because
lot of bad things.
lots more bad things are going to happen. Carl.
To be
we're
fair,
Coral.
some of those bad things happened because stuff was given to the DM, and he was allowed to just negate natural 20s.
Yeah, but guys, come on. It's not fair if you guys are the only ones who get to reroll things. I need to reroll
Yeah.
things from time to time too.
It's-
I'm just saying, it was,
Also, to be fair, I did give Sizemore a inspo and a luck during Adventures in Middle Earth.
You did.
So I am knowingly putting myself in danger as well in the games I play in.
That doesn't help your cause, though.
That's fair.
that just strengthens our argument.
I think he used that when he tried to kill me with a dragon.
Yes.
But yes, thank you, thank you all for your support.
Thank you.
It has been told to me that if Iago jumps on the back of a dragon, he's going to die, so I will not do that. But thank you for the continued support. Make sure to check out our Patreon. The next show that we have is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for the next episode of River Break. We're going to raid some guys called Mr. Murdoch I've never seen their D&D stream, but they are doing D&D. There's only like 6 people in there, so let's go shake the roof with the 30-something people that we're gonna bring over there. So thank you guys so much. Share the Fabled 42 love. If you like what you see over there, give them a follow. Talk to them about what you saw here, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.